I didn't know they even sold Volpe shirts.
I have
Too
a
proud
Volpe.
wearing that thing around, man.
Yeah, Volpe T-shirt, right? And it has the state of New Jersey in the O of Volpe. I'm wearing a Yankees hat.
Who sells those? Volpe himself?
Listen, it's a whole story in itself. I didn't buy it, right? But I appreciate it. I'm grateful. So someone sent it to me, and I'll give them props later. But I want to make the point that I'm doing the opposite of what I hate. I'm walking the talk because I feel like when your players are struggling or when people in your life are struggling, imagine if you lived life, let's say you told a bad joke here on Fox Sports Radio, and believe me, it happens.
It'll happen
multiple times a day.
Stand by.
Imagine you were getting booed and discouraged every time you messed up. Every time you said a wrong fact, every time you flubbed a word during a live read, boo, Rich, you suck!
You suck!
And you're like, wait a second.
An example of that is coming up in 15 minutes.
Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, stand by for some fails for sure. But imagine if every time you failed or misstepped at your job, you were booed by the people that were supposed to be rooting for you. That's always the most counterproductive thing to me in life. This guy is playing on eggshells. He's a league leading, 16 errors now in the bigs. The only thing keeping him alive is that his bat's heating up a little bit, which is unbelievable when you think about it. The dude is still hitting home runs, and he hit a big one yesterday. And then, of course, that base running blunder that you mentioned. He hit a game-tying home run in a crucial situation. Dude, 16 errors, and Yankee fans are booing this guy, and I understand why because it's frustrating. But does anyone under the moon really thinks that ever helps the team you're rooting for? It's the most counterproductive way of expressing your feeling. Like, you got to encourage these dudes. These are young men we're talking about.
It's very mature of you, by the way.
Dude, I'll never be that guy. You know who you boo? The opposing team.
I get your analogy. I'll give you Colin since we are into the herd. He loves analogies.
Especially at a home field, Rich. It's ridiculous.
I'll give you a Colin analogy. Imagine if you were going through a divorce and all your friends.
What do you mean imagine? I did. What? How many years ago now?
I know you're on your phone with your ex-wife like 10 minutes ago, and I saw you aggravated.
Yeah, what do you think I'm pulling my hair out for? For fun?
Imagine your buddy was going through a divorce, and instead of supporting him, going out for a beer, cheering him up, you're like, man, you suck at relationships. Ha ha, you stink. Like that's the equivalent.
That's the equivalent. And again, I get it. Let's say they're playing away.
Yeah.
Yeah, the away team's going to boo him just because, and to get into his head, and because he's made another error. You're at home. You're making errors. I understand the fans are frustrated. Believe me, so am I. I'm a fan. But it's the most counterproductive thing. Let me teach you how to be a fan 101. Stop booing important players on your own team. Encourage them. Hype them.
Look at your text.
Because then they get the yips, and then they're in their own head, and they can't throw to first base anymore. So you know what I'm doing, guys? I'm not booing Anthony Volpe. Do I want to strangle that guy? Yes. Does he have the potential? Yes. But instead, I'm supporting him wearing this miserable T-shirt. You think I don't have 3,000 other T-shirts to wear? No. I'm supporting the guy. The end.
Good. I'm glad it's the end of Anthony Volpe. But there's one more thing.
Well, it's not the end. He's heating up.
There's a meme. This is fantastic. Thank you, Danny G, super producing. There's a meme that says Anthony Volpe in 2025, 216 batting average, 16 errors. Pete Gray in 1945, a guy that played with one arm, batted 218 with 14 errors.
I know, dude, but do you think booing him and getting booed at his home field when he's trying his hardest
I get it.
helps anybody, not just him, anyone? So, again, when you're at the game and a guy you're rooting for isn't playing up to par, I don't think booing ever helps.
I have a
You're
question.
supposed to boo the opposing team. These are the rules.
We agree. No one's going to disagree, but yet there's idiots that do it.
I'm not that idiot.
Change it to the NFL for a second. More people love them some football. When your starting quarterback is struggling, I want to kiss you. When your starting quarterback is struggling, and you know they're not going to be replaced. I'm not talking about a guy that, has a short leash. When people are calling for the backup, is that equally counterproductive?
Absolutely. I mean, at least you have another option in this case, right? But it's not helping that other guy. You're sort of making a choice for the team right there. It's a little different because Volpe's the dude they're invested in. There's no one to back him up. You're waiting and wanting him to perform well. And I'll end it with this. I'm wearing a T-shirt. I'm trying to explain why. Because I support. I don't discourage. I'm not booing the guy, right? But do you think he'll end up with more errors or more home runs? Because he has 16 home runs.
Ooh.
And that's the only reason he's still playing.
I mean, I hope for his sake, home runs.
All right. Well,
I mean, that you would hope. I mean,
that's my little baby rant of the day. Let's
Okay.
be better fans. I mean, it's pretty obvious. And let's stop being amateur. This isn't Little League, even though the Yankees made Little League errers last night. We'll get to that later.
All right. Well, we're going to talk a lot of NFL today. We are here. There's football from today until Valentine's Day. So we got football tonight. Of course, Lions, Chargers, and the Hall of Fame game preseason kicks off. So we're going to talk a lot of NFL. I have a major problem with an NFL on Fox power ranking that to me is like so disrespectful to a team. So we're going to get to that.
But can I also
Yes.
share my problem with you and other boneheads that put stock into these lists? It's just a guy and his stupid opinion. No one is Madame Ruby. ChatGPT can't predict the future. Nobody can.
I mean,
so to put any value or stock into some Jabroni Jones's NFL power ranking, it means diddly squat. But we do, and I get it, and it's fun, but half of these things are made just to be brought up, and they'll throw something outlandish in that list just to get people buzzing and talking about it. It doesn't really mean anything at all. I mean, I know we know that, but it ends up pissing people off anyway.
And for the record, Madame Ruby didn't know anything. She told Pee-wee his bike was in the basement of the Alamo.
And there was no basement in the Alamo. However,
There's
I don't know if
basement in the Alamo?
did you see the update? They actually have it there now.
For real?
Yeah, for real. They actually have it at the Alamo, his bike.
Now, a lot of NFL, like I said, we're going to talk about all that goes on from this point forward in our lives. But I do want to give everyone another moronic fan alert, essentially. You talk about these fans that boo their starting quarterbacks, their starting shortstops, like the guys that you're supposed to pull for when they're going through a rough time, but fans somehow boo them. In fact, not to be too New York biased, but I'm a Mets fan, and Francisco Lindor said that what he loved more than anything was that when he went through his terrible 0 for 30 streak, the fans never booed him. And he's like, they got my back.
Yeah, all right, the most pathetic situation you could be in, right, is you go to work and everyone at work dumps on you. The boss tells you you suck. Your colleagues have no respect for you, right? Then you're finally wrapped up with your day at work, and then you go home, and then everyone dumps on you there. It's like, hey, I'm home now. Can we stop dumping on me? And that's the thing. When you're home, you should at least have the solace of knowing you're not going to be ridiculed and booed at home.
I want to give another moronic fan alert because today is the day of all days.
You don't want your wife busting your chops.
This is the day of all days where the idiotic fans come out. And I say that because it's the final moments, the final day of the trade deadline, 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. We're again, less than 6 hours for your team to make a deal. Let's make a deal. The crazy part is...
Yeah, but there's not a lot left on the table.
I'm sure, Tui, you've seen this. What was your team again, by the way? Your Padres guy?
Astros.
Oh, Astros. That's right. I know.
Yeah,
I should know
yeah.
that. That's right.
Astros.
That's right.
Stuff.
I'm going to boo that.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I respect it.
Justified.
Altuve.
You can't quit your team. That's
Of course.
No,
Did you rock?
you can never quit your team.
Did you rock those sweet 80s
the
jerseys
rainbow.
as a
Yeah,
kid?
absolutely, yeah.
I went to the Astrodome once. I thought it was cool.
Oh my God.
I thought it was cool when I was a kid.
So weird, yeah.
So anyway, trade deadline. Do you have the moronic Astro fans friends like my Met fan friends that come trade deadline, they propose all these trades where you give up nothing but want the world?
Right, yeah.
Every idiotic friend I have is like, we should go after see if the Pirates are willing to part with Skeens. Maybe we'll give up a couple minor leaguers.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
you think?
You're
gonna
trade
get
your whole minor league system for fall schemes.
I was like, you want Skeens? You're gonna have to give up Nimmo and Lindor or something
right.
Skeens.
And that, yeah.
So I just think today is the day where we should all stop those moronic fans in their tracks and be like, stop it. Listen to the foolishness you're saying, because I guarantee there are fans like Covino.
Yeah.
If you were to go after a guy like Alcantara on the Marlins,
Right.
while not good this year, he's a guy that teams are probably hoping maybe he
On a better team, he'd be better.
Yeah. You're not going to get him for 2 prospects. You're going to have to give up a current productive piece and prospects.
Yeah, and there's multiple teams bidding on him too.
Yeah,
So,
and when people say my team did nothing, I just want to remind everyone, GMs have to propose a deal. The other team and GM have to say, I like that deal,
Right.
but here's what I want.
Right.
Sometimes no move is better than a desperate move.
Yeah, there's so many factors involved.
And I remember, not to name drop, but I remember Steve Phillips telling me that once.
Yeah.
He goes, fans don't get, it's like at the deadline, sometimes people try to entice you with a bad deal because they know your fan base
How desperate
wants
are you?
a move.
Right.
Like right now, the Yankees, they are so desperate, like we need a move, that I don't think Brian Cashman's foolish enough to give up a lot just so that you could be
the
happy.
fantasy is because they need pitching, right? And
Yeah.
most teams do. Most teams need
Who do
something in the
who
bullpen.
do you want?
The fantasy is the Yankees get Paul Skeens for 2 dudes you never heard of and a player to be named later.
Right, yeah.
That's
And
the
a
fantasy.
little cash.
Yeah, we're not willing to give up anybody, but you want the greatest superstar. Yeah, we don't want Austin Slater. We don't need that guy. I wish him the best, and I hope he's great. But I do think – here's another question. Do you think big moves will be made during this show?
Without a doubt.
Oh,
There'll
sure,
be
yeah.
one, but
No. I mean big moves.
The biggest one
Not
is
like a guy you got to go to Baseball Reference just to check him out.
What is he batting? 214 with
Yeah.
12 homers? Not
I'm
a guy
saying
like that.
No
Yeah, right.
way.
So far, Suarez is the only.
Yeah, I think the
Mason Miller
Mariners.
this morning was a big
Oh,
one
yeah.
for the A's. Yeah.
And, I wanted to bring this up as a Mets fan. They now have 2 closers. And I'm not trying to get too excited about this, but they have Ryan Helsley that they got from the Cardinals. And Edwin Diaz is back to the Edwin Diaz of a couple years ago. He's lights out. So I wonder, is it okay for your 8th inning guy?
He's lights out, trumpets on.
Is it okay for your 8th inning guy to have an intro? Because as of right now, picture yourself out. I'm going to paint a picture. You're at Citi
Dude,
Field.
if the Savannah Bananas are selling out and they're doing backflips, yeah,
your middle reliever should have an intro.
I think you got to step up with the theatrics a little bit. You got to remember, it's baseball, it's serious, it's fun. It's still a game, though, and there's families there, and they're spending lots of money. You still have to put some showbiz and entertainment into it.
Well-
So I know it sounds weird, but again, that's what you're competing with. You're competing with bananas and entertainment and fun. You got to step up the fun factor a little bit.
Recently, Citi Field added like a whole light show in the stadium. So picture this. 8th inning, Mets got the lead. Ryan Helsley comes in. All of a sudden, Hell's Bells kicks in.
Oh, yeah.
Hell's Bells starts. And all of a sudden, Citi Field goes dark.
You confused the PA guy, though. I heard trumpets.
I know, Ryan had one job.
Yeah, but that could happen. I thought we did that as, hey, these are the possibilities.
No.
Oh.
So, I'll blame it on you. You have one job, Ryan. So, Ryan Helsley comes out to Hell's Bells. Citi Field goes nuts. Bunch of Guidos and Queens pumping their fists to classic rock. Yeah.
It's unconventional, Rich, but
Yeah.
I think that, you got a big star there. You give him his intro.
A setup guy, huh? And now, then in the 9th inning, break out Timmy trumpets for Edwin Diaz. I think Citi Field's going to be popping.
I think it has to go that way. I think it's a really solid question, but again, in today's world, where everything's a circus and a spectacle, in every sport, have you seen what they're doing in golf? Max Golf, what's it called?
Max Golf?
Maxi Golf.
Maxi Golf?
Get it right.
Man, I got that hip surgery.
Maxi Golf. Every sport has a circus sideshow going on, so
Yeah.
the actual sport has to compete in some way, and taking fun out of it is not the way to go. So I know it's unconventional for your setup guy to have a dramatic intro, but
I like it.
he's not just anybody. He had his own thing. I think you roll with it.
So, as of right now, the big deals, Suarez, probably Helsley. Who else did you say?
Yeah, Suarez, Helsley. Last night you had Johan Duran yesterday afternoon to the Phillies.
Oh, that's
that
right.
Was a big,
Duran
that was
to
a real
the
big one.
Phillies.
Yeah, huge.
The NL East is really trying to shore up their bullpens, huh?
Yeah, for sure. Shane Bieber this morning went to the Blue Jays.
That could be a big one because he's coming off of Tommy John, correct?
Yeah.
And he just had a rehab start and did well. So,
Yep.
And the Padres made a couple of moves.
there's something about the Padres that scares me. It should scare your Dodgers, Danny.
That's the thing. It's all about the Dodgers. It's like this. They're in this race, this arms race, right?
Yeah, it's just Dodgers and Padres now. Giants are out.
Giants are selling. They're stripping the car and selling it.
Yep.
Selling the parts.
Padres nabbed Mason Miller and J.P. Sears.
Well, I'm telling you, baseball's popping. I know Colin has said it. Who said it first, though? Deion Sanders. Baseball's popping.
I've been quoting Deion Sanders on that one because there's a lot of speculation all throughout the season of, man, there's a lot of superstars in the game, and there's a lot of teams still in it. So buyers and sellers and who's getting who, this is big, and it all comes down today. And, not to nerd out because I try not to. I am on the edge of my seat. I'm wearing like I said, I'm dressed up like I'm going to the game today. It's a big day, and we'll keep you posted here.
I want you to look at the National League for a second and just realize why baseball not only is popping, but why there's excitement. This is no dump on the small market teams, but the teams that bring big numbers and have big fan bases are all there. Right now, if you look at the NL, who's battling in the East? Mets and Phillies. In the Central, Cubs and Brewers, who just have a great rivalry now. And Cincinnati and the Cardinals are right on their tail, right? They're not out of it.
Yep.
And then out west, Dodgers, Padres. Like the NL, if the playoffs started and you told me that it was Mets, Phillies, Dodgers, Padres, Cubs, Brewers, that's the
as
6
good
teams.
as it gets. Yeah.
That's what you want.
And think about it, though. It's not just the stats that matter. It's will this guy click on your team and how cool it could be for that guy to be on your team, to go from a failing, miserable team to a contending team. That dude could bring some crazy spark like McMahon with the Yanks had the walk-off yesterday. That brought so much more excitement to a flat team. So the personality of that guy also matters a lot. So when you sit there and you wonder, why that guy? Maybe he's just due. Maybe he's the right fit personality-wise. And again, you have to think of the excitement and personality that guy is bringing to your team.
Tui, I have a guy that I think is going to make an impact if he does move. To back up Covino's point of sometimes, I know. Listen, they're all human. We sometimes think these athletes don't let outside noise, where they're playing, family, all these things interfere. Luis Robert on the White Sox is a guy that was a star. The White Sox have stunk.
He's not motivated.
If you put Luis Robert on the Blue Jays, Yankees, Tigers, Phillies, Mets, Dodgers, if you put him on a team that has stars, that's winning, you don't think Luis Robert finds his way again?
He's pumped, and then his excitement is contagious. He gets everyone else more pumped.
Yep.
I mean, that's just how it works in life.
He was supposed to be a superstar.
Yeah.
And then the White Sox went down the tank, and,
To me,
it's
that's
the new
the guy.
blood, man. Yeah, so that's what makes this even more exciting. That player could come in and bring that juice. They're pumped. They're going from, again, I'm using my example, but McMahon went from the Rockies to the Yankees. The Yankees were flat. He's bringing all this energy now, and that's what you're hoping for. And that all goes down to
Break time. Navian.
baseball's popping. We're going to see where it's headed.
What was the opposite? Just think of that.
Yeah.
Imagine going from the Rockies.
If someone went to the White Sox.
That's one of the worst teams we've ever seen in baseball.
And then you go,
in baseball history.
And regardless of whether or not the Yankees are playing great right now, you go from the worst team in history to putting on the pinstripes. And I hate the Yankees, but that's got to be such a mental change.
Totally, yeah.
Danny, remember last year a guy from the Dodgers got traded to the White Sox?
Yeah, Vargas.
Vargas.
We all saw that picture of him so miserable in the dugout.
Sad Vargas. That was terrible and awesome all at the same time.
That's the weakest. That's like you're with the hottest woman ever.
And then all of a sudden you're with Honey
dating
Boo. You're with Honey Boo Boo's mom.
like overnight. You're like, what? That's a hard adjustment.
You go from Sydney Sweeney to Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. Are you ready to go national that you support Sydney Sweeney? She's in a lot of controversy.
I
now.
read something about this, and let me tell you, I will.
It's not right. It's not okay to like hot women, Rich.
No, it's not okay to like hot women. Number one, apparently, right? But I read something online, and it's so true. And it's funny that I said online because I'm contradicting myself. But it said the American Eagle Sydney Sweeney ad. It's one of those cases of no one's really mad.
No,
it's social media's not real.
Right, yeah.
So it's like one of those stories. We all see it in sports and pop culture where it's like people are up in arms about blank.
And you're thinking, where are they?
And then it's like, all right, well, what people? Show me a person.
Yeah, who?
And then you really can't find someone. And you're like, you know what?
Outrage over American Eagle campaign. Like, who?
So is someone going to tell me Sydney Sweeney doesn't have good genetics? I got 2 eyes. Those look like good genetics to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are people getting canceled, like influencers getting canceled because they
But
just mention that she's
but
hot.
Then again,
though.
influencers aren't even real. They're not even
they're
real.
like-
It's,
they
like,
feel
it's
like
all
they're
part
bots.
of it's all part of like fake life, like
Right.
social media, where like so to me, that's why like when someone on Twitter is like mocks you or tells you you're terrible, and you look at their picture and it's a picture of like a dog on the hood of a car. You're
Yeah.
like, you're not a real
Are you
person.
real? Yeah.
So to me, again, that is a great example of not real life.
Yeah, and really to bring it home, guys, this is Covino and Rich in for Colin on the Herd.
Now I'm thinking about
Analogies.
Sydney Sweeney. What were we talking about
Yes,
before that?
Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah.
That dude-
Analogies are the real deal. Imagine going from your job. Let's say you're playing for a contender. You're working for Fox Sports Radio, and
No.
they trade you to the Frog in Poughkeepsie. You know,
Man, I'm on 103.5 The Frog.
now you're on the Frog. Imagine if that was your
Yeah.
real life. That's why it is important. We question why these players pout and why they fight for money. That's a tough pill to swallow in a part of their life and career that most people don't have to deal with. Sure, anyone could get fired at any moment, but imagine you're on the Dodgers, you get traded to the White Sox. That sucks
NFL next.
for your family.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, listen, NFL, it would be ridiculous not to dive in heavy today because it's the day, man. I mean, whether you like it or not, whether the stars play, tonight the NFL kicks off.
What a day,
the Hall
huh?
of Fame game. Trade deadline and the Hall of Fame game for the NFL.
And it's Nudie Magazine Day.
Oh, what a country. We got more Covino and Rich in for the great Colin Cowherd on the Herd next. Now, after a long day, and there's nothing better than relaxing with a hot shower, but there's nothing worse than having your hot water run out right when the shower's getting
The
good.
good news is you never have to run out of hot water again, thanks to my friends at Navien.
Navien, tankless.
Navien.
Navien. Let me tell you, I have a tankless water heater. Best move. You don't have that big, bulky water. This is fantastic. Tankless water heaters, your endless hot water for spa-like comfort. Enjoy all the hot water you need for as long as you need it.
They take up less space than a traditional water tank and save you money by only heating water when you need it and not when you don't.
So go tankless with Navien. Their 15-year limited warranty is among the best available. Save energy, save space. It's like a little panel on the side of my house. People are, where's your water heater? Right there, buddy boy. Right there on the side of the house. And you could get some great deals right now. You could save hundreds on Navien with local rebates. Navien makes it easy to go tankless. Find the name of your Navien contractor who will help you upgrade to a Navien tankless water heater at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Visit tanklessmadesimple.com. Thanks, Navien.
The very last thing anyone wants is to burden their family after passing. Trust or a
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo
joking.
Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I like point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut
estate.
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio.
When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo
joking.
Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
I said good day.
Today's
Covino and Rich.
such a great day in for the herd. A great day because it's the trade deadline and football. So if you're a sports fan, today is one hell of a Thursday.
And it's Friday Eve, as the security guy says.
Friday Eve, bro.
That's right. In for Colin on the herd, 877 for the herd now. Covino and Rich, we're on Monday through Friday at our regular time, 2 to 4 on the West, 5 to 7 on the East. Everything at Covino and Rich if you want to see our stupid punchable faces, especially Rich's. And we have a bonus show that you could watch. It's called Overpromised. It's on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube channel, and it's sort of a hybrid of what we do on Fox Sports Radio and our own
Rocket Mortgage.
Covino and Rich. But again, CNR on FSR, in for Colin on the herd. The home you've worked so hard for is ready to work hard for you with a home equity loan from Rocket Mortgage.
Yeah, learn more and how you could turn your home equity into cash money. Visit rocketmortgage.com today. Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in 50 states. NMLS consumeraccess.org number 3030. All right. You know what we got to do? I don't want to keep the guy waiting. It's time for some Herdline news.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Tui, what's
Hey
up?
guys, thanks
Hey,
for
man.
letting me sit in today. I appreciate it.
Nah, it's all, you
Appreciate
like, for people that listen every day to the Herd, our perspective on Tui is that he's like the nicest dude there is. Are you ever mean or no?
I can get a little antsy sometimes when things don't go our way.
Okay.
Especially like behind the scenes when things are kind of getting off the rails a little bit.
I think it's
I get a
the
little
super
fiery.
nice guys that you gotta
gotta
look
worry about
out
those
for
guys. You
because
gotta
they're
worry about
so
those
nice
guys.
and they lead kind. And when people step on their toes, they're
Right.
more offended. Like I'm a nice guy. You've pushed me too far.
Yeah, Tui, tell him about that time
all
you
right,
threw a
so
stapler
we've been talking about the MLB.
at Colin's head.
Oh man, we've been talking about the MLB trade deadline today. Is at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Things are happening fast and furious this morning. Just to kind of recap a little bit, the A's, kind of a surprising one. They are trading their 100-mile-an-hour flamethrower closer Mason Miller to the Padres, which this affects the Dodgers, guys, because it's an arms race now with LA and San Diego trying to keep track of each other, keep pace with each other. This is a big one.
Well, as you get closer to the postseason, having that strong bullpen is make or break.
Starters
because
go shorter in the games.
as you've noticed,
5
there
innings.
have been the Dodgers won the World Series and they had games throughout that playoff run with bullpen games.
Yeah.
So listen, you have a strong bullpen, it can mean all the difference.
Got to have it. Just other couple ones from late last night. Twins yesterday. Johan Duran to the Phillies. Big one. Eugenio Suarez is heading back to Seattle. Shane Bieber going to Toronto this morning. Your Mets are making moves, Rich. They got a big bullpen now. Looking good. So we'll keep you posted as things are breaking because they will break over the next couple of hours.
I love that sidearm specialist.
From Tyler Rogers.
From the Giants.
Yeah, the submariner. Yeah.
Yo, I haven't seen a guy like that. Do you remember the name of the 80s Jeff Innes?
How about Dan Quisenberry?
Quisenberry.
That's who I
Yeah.
think of.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure.
that's such a unique thing.
You got to think of the game RBI baseball and who
Dude,
threw
dude,
sidearm.
dude.
Who threw sidearm in that?
You got to remember also, every step of the way, coaches told that kid stop throwing that way, and they had the wherewithal to say, no, this is my style.
Yeah, they kept with it.
You would never coach that, right?
No,
Would you
I
ever
would
have a
never
little league
coach that.
Rich?
Come
You'd be like,
on.
Come on, get that arm angle up. All right, guys. Also, the NFL is back. Hall of Fame game is tonight. Chargers-Lions from Canton. The Hall of Fame inductions will be this weekend. Antonio Gates, Jared Allen, Sterling Sharp, and Eric Allen are this year's inductees. No Justin Herbert, no Jared Goff tonight at quarterback for both the Lions and Chargers. Jim Harbaugh, though, had an interesting bite about Justin Herbert, talking about his quarterback.
This is from the heart. This is the truth. Justin Herbert's biggest weakness is all of those that he's counting on offense, coaches, offensive line, playmakers, receivers, running backs, to get up to his level. You know, that's I wake up every day to try to get to his level.
Oh, it's like when someone asks you in a job interview, what's your biggest weakness? You're like, I tried too hard.
I mean, okay, so where are we at with Justin Herbert? Danny Parkins, who was in for Colin this week, we had some wild chatter. Like, he's a big Herbert guy. But, like, we were talking, would you trade Herbert for Jalen Hurts right now?
See, my take is that this is the year where I feel like we've given Justin Herbert so much time to prove that he's the guy everyone thinks he is. And eventually it's like, dude, where's the results? Last year, his one playoff performance.
Right. Got
he
killed by the
stunk.
Texans. Got killed.
Stunk.
Yeah.
Rich,
So-
you said the same thing last offseason.
You're right. Am I the guy that keeps giving him year after year? Eventually, it's going to be like, yo, Herbert's not delivering. Like, there's just so much potential. But then again, I mean, he's not a rookie. It's not even year 2 or 3. It's like,
Well, then ask yourself, why does he get the pass?
That's the big question. That is the big question because, like, of all the big name quarterbacks, it does feel like he gets the pass, doesn't he?
I
It
think
seems
I
that
think
way.
with
Because he's in LA,
I think
he's
with
the-
Harbaugh year 2, if nothing happens now, the pass is gone. But you know who's playing tonight? Trey Lance.
Trey Lance
And
is starting,
He's
yep.
starting, and I think that because the Niners somehow recovered with Brock Purdy and kept winning, no one talks about Trey Lance as the bust of all busts. The Niners gave up a bunch to get him at pick number 3. So when you hear about Jamarcus Russell or this guy, that guy, all the biggest busts, Ryan Leaf, no one brings up Trey Lance.
How about the fact that Cowboys gave up a 4th-round pick for him, too? to be a backup, and he never played.
Never played. So
what are we doing?
Maybe Trey Lance finds his way to a nice backup spot, and God forbid something happens to Herbert, he gets a chance.
Maybe.
Maybe certain people garner more sympathy or empathy, and other people are just more fun to pick on. Like, I feel like picking on Rich is more fun than picking on me. Maybe the media works in that way. Maybe we pick and choose of who gets criticism.
That's fair.
That's a good point. That's the news.
Thank you.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
All right, so
thanks, Tui.
He's the man, Tui.
Yep.
NFL on Fox came out with a list, and it was the power rankings going into the season. And we went over this yesterday on our afternoon show. Danny G was like, guys, you have 3 strikes. It was very Family Feud style.
No, he was like, guys, we got 3 strikes. We're going to play a game right now.
It was very Dan Patrick versus Rich
First of
Eisen.
all, I don't sound anything like that.
Yeah, you do.
It was very Family Feud style. And he gave us 3 strikes to see if we could pick all 15 in the top 15. Again, 32 teams. Danny said, pick the top 15. We failed. I thought.
Barely, though.
But I thought with 3 strikes, well, we're not going to miss 3. This list had a couple odd omissions and some odd additions. So when you think about the top 15, and I know power rankings are just that. It's a made-up list. As Red said in Shawshank, that's just a made-up thing by made-up people, whatever he said.
Red also said, how often do you look at a man's shoes?
Everyone in here is innocent.
Yeah.
Red said a lot of stuff. How get busy living or get busy dying.
It's a great movie, Rich.
But it's really just a made-up list. Like you said, some jabroni that's like, yeah, here's who I think. It's like back in the day when they would have those like Maxim hottie lists in the 2000s, like who's the hottest girls of the year? Here's number 1. It's like, says who? Your one dude's preference?
Wait, you just called NFL on Fox, Fox Sports' very own Ralph Facciano. You just called him a jabroni?
I mean, in the kindest way, he's no different than the guy that made the Maxim hottie list in 2008 or something.
No, but what I do believe, I believe that it's partially what he believes, and then partially as a guy who just wants some clicks and wants people to speculate.
Yeah.
I think he does strategically, there's strategy involved. He throws one team in there just to upset everybody to get people talking.
And
like he'll
leaves,
flip 2 around or something.
And leaves a few off. But again, I respect the game. But it's really just his list. Again, it would be like if I came up with a list like, Rich Davis, I'm going to tell you the best fast food nuggets. Number 1, Chick-fil-A. Number 2, Wendy's. And, I might leave something off just to upset people.
Number 3, Checkers, bro. And
Yeah.
like, Checkers?
And
Rich-
what if I leave off like Raising Cane's?
I was just going to say, you'd put Raising Cane's 15th.
Yeah.
There'd be
What?
pitchforks.
And again, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that we know for fact this is what happens, but on other lists, I do believe that happens truthfully. We worked for Maxim. We know they did it just to get people speculating.
I saw recently that, who was it? Some source with no real credibility in the world, but someone came up with like the best podcast list.
Oh, yeah.
And they left off like Joe Rogan. They left off Call Her Daddy. They left off like all the Fox Sports shows that are big time. It was like, remember like when Howard Stern wasn't in the Radio Hall of Fame?
Right.
It was like,
to get people talking.
is it really a Hall of Fame then?
Or you could just simply say, says who? Says who?
Yeah, I'll be like Trump's lawyer.
It's break time.
Says who?
Do the list on the other side.
Who is left off the NFL on Fox Power Rankings Top 15, and who is on it? It'll shock you. I'm insulted on behalf of one team in particular, and we'll get to that. And a theory about the face of your team and what it says about your team. We'll do that next. CNR in for the great Colin Cowherd here on The Herd.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in, Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm gonna go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo
joking.
Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say. It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm gonna go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct. 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
Sorry. Yeah, man. RBI baseball on a Throwback Thursday. Hey, Covino and Rich in for Colin on the Herd. The home you've worked so hard for is ready to work hard for you with a home equity loan from Rocket Mortgage. To learn how you can turn your home's equity into cash,
visit rocketmortgage.com. Rocket Mortgage LLC, licensed in 50 states, NMLS, Consumer Access.
There's a bunch we have to do.
Number 3030. All right, hey, CNR in for Colin, and we said we're going to talk a lot of NFL today for real because it is the Hall of Fame game tonight. NFL is here until Valentine's Day.
It really is an exciting day.
It's wild
guys.
to think, right? And I've said this before. I don't know about you. My guess is all of us have things in common, but one of the big commonalities has to be how your life changes when football starts. We could all be so different in many ways, but if you're a football fan, come August, September, when this all kicks in, Monday night, Thursday night, if you're into college on Saturday, Sunday night, all day Sunday, and then this year with a lot of the holiday games, there's a couple Friday games, the NFL sort of takes over your life in a way.
Well,
fantasy football, gambling, everything you do. Football season is so different.
Since we're in for Colin on the Herd, why don't we share one of our CNR patented moves that we perfected over the years?
All right, so when my wife is laying in bed. Oh, no.
Okay. No, not that's for the other show. Danny G, how many days until the actual season? 30-something, 36, 35 now?
We're down into the 30s.
So you have 30-something days to really butter up the wifey so that she doesn't bust your chops, squeeze your shoes once the season starts.
But then again, I don't know if it's wise to end up with a woman that doesn't share a little bit of interest with you.
It's too late for a lot of people.
But
I'm just saying, use those 30 days wisely for dinners and maybe a little weekend getaway, a little bit of romance, because you know you're not going to have the same amount of time in 30-something days.
Well, let me remind everyone before you get into this list that I've said this for years. I think you need to date someone a full calendar year before you should ever consider getting engaged or live with them or anything, because the same way you don't know, a woman's habits during winter or summer. A woman,
you got to make sure she's shaving her legs even in the winter time.
But you need to make sure that
you got to have priorities.
You got to make sure that if you're like, no, babe, you don't understand. On Sundays, I'm sort of locked in. I dated a girl once that would constantly do like, when is it over? When is it over? When is it over? And it's tough. And I'm like, I'm not saying sports should dominate your life, but I thank my father-in-law for sort of raising my wife to realize that football is part of.
Well, she's from Texas too, so
she's
she gets it.
My wife's from Texas. She gets it.
Yeah.
So I think that's key. Now let's get into this list. NFL on Fox. We say lists are made for one reason, and they're made to get people to debate and argue and fight. NFL on Fox came out with the power rankings.
And to get you hyped a little bit.
Yeah, and of course, the top 15. Now, we could simply get some of these out of the way right away and say, of course, you knew the top 4 were going to be Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs, and Bills. I think there's no argument that those are going to be the top 4. If anything, they'd make everyone's top 5 or 6, right? Then it gets tricky because there's a team that I feel is on this list early on that I love the sentiment, but right there at number 6, at number 5, the Packers are there, by the way. A lot of people think Packers are going to have a big comeback year. Number 6, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
So controversial because are they going to have over 9 wins, 10 wins, 6th in the NFL power rankings? You're really putting a lot on Aaron Rodgers here, who hasn't really proven anything the past 2 years.
Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, they've made improvements. They're older. Tomlin's like somehow never, has a losing season.
But again, would you call him Jabroni Jones?
Yeah.
Think on behalf of Ralph from NFL and Fox.
Props to Ralph.
Ralphie V is what I call him.
Don't you guys feel like the Lions should be right there at that slot?
Yeah, but again, it gets your eyes. It's an eye grab immediately to be like, come on, the Steelers? And it gets people buzzing.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this. Danny G yesterday, I don't want to be the guy. We're not Spider Harrison or Ryan Seacrest. I'm not gonna do a countdown of the list.
Coming in at number 7.
We're not gonna do that.
And Washington
Commanders.
Commandos, as I call them.
I don't want to do a countdown list. And if we were, we should do it reverse. No one starts a countdown at number 1. But Danny said pick the top 15. The ones that stood out to us were the Packers all the way at 5, number 6 being the Steelers, and there were a couple omissions that were like, what? Number 16, the Denver Broncos. They're considered dead middle of the pack. And Tui, I was just watching a clip of Colin
1 minute
on Fox talking about how they had like a top 10 personnel. In fact, number 6 ranked as far as personnel and roster.
Yeah, so last week ESPN and The Athletic did a roster ranking, Athletic did a preseason ranking. In the ESPN roster ranking, Denver 6th, Green Bay 14th. In the Athletic preseason rankings, Green Bay is 5th and Denver is 14th.
Yeah, it's tough to figure out. The other ones that stumped us yesterday, we talked about it on our regular show. You can hear it on the podcast, Covino and Rich. We didn't get 14 and 15, the Cardinals and the Vikings.
I can't. That to me is another one. The Cardinals, I get it.
We were trying to guess the top 15, and they were not in our top 15.
You got young players, but you're telling me I would listen. I'm not saying I'm going to bet my home or my children.
10.
I think I might wager them.
Gotta go.
If it meant Cardinals placing better than the Niners on this list,
5.
We're going to break this down more and our theory about faces of your team and what it says about your team next right here on Fox Sports.
The very last thing anyone wants is to burden their family after passing. That's why having a trust or a will is essential. It ensures your loved.
Do you hear me?
Wake up, it's 2 pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available. We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants that?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio. Yeah.
Wake up, it's 2 pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it. Fox Sports Radio.
Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan. I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding. He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available. We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants that?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio.
bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sport.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding. He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the big
All right. COVINO and Rich in for Colin on the Herd.
The worldwide leaders of nonsense are here. The world famous CNR on FSR. I do want to take this time to shout out the affiliates. Hey, thanks for hanging with us. If you love our show, if you like it, just a little, check us out 2 to 4 on the west, 5 to 7 on the east. By the way, we'll be here tomorrow.
Did you just name the sizes at Cold Stone Creamery?
Like it, love it, gotta have it. And it's funny you bring that up because I have a story, a mind blaster, about something that happened at Cold Stone Creamery this week. I ran into a really mega famous rock star at Cold Stone Creamery this week. True story. And that'll lead us to Faces of the NFC. Because I want to know if you think this guy I ran into is the face of this mega famous band.
Okay, fair. We'll talk about
that. So I'll
that.
tell you this story. You're not going to believe me. And every time I say Cold Stone Creamery, Rich, the ice cream shop, I always say Stone Cold Creamery, like the wrestler has his own ice cream shop.
Yeah, but I mean, listen, it's an easy thing to mispronounce.
I know.
And by the way, I got to ask, Tui, Colin have any interest in TV cameos? I'm watching, when you're watching Happy Gilmore 2 and there's Dan Patrick as Pat Daniels. I'm like, I wonder if Colin ever wants to do that.
So he was actually in one of the Cars movies.
Oh, that's cool.
He was the blimp. He was the blimp. Just his voice, but yeah,
that's
he
cool.
was in that, yeah.
Man, I want to be in a Sandler movie. I want to be in a Cars movie. Maybe one day. All right, hey, in for Colin, and let's get back to this NFL list. NFL on Fox came out with the power rankings, and of course these lists are made to be talked about, criticized. They're made to be talked about.
Yeah, we've established that. This is courtesy of NFL on Fox. Ralph Vacchiano. Oh. Ralph,
a guy I like.
Yeah, Ralph
but I mean,
did his
geez.
thing. We're talking about it, and props to him, Ralphie V. Oh! The one that stood out, the biggest eye grab, was the Steelers. And the truth is, it's not that anyone's wrong. It's a question mark. It's like, really? The Steelers?
Really? Come on.
Okay, they're 6th on the NFL power ranking.
And do you think the Lions are 9?
Yeah, and the Lions are 9. Great point, Danny G. Like, you would assume that they'd be a little higher. And then the other thing that really, really stood out, especially to Rich Davis here. Again, I'm Covino. That is Rich. Danny G, super producing. If you want to chime in on the phones at 877-4-THE-HERD, 877-4-THE-HERD. Rich, as a 49ers fan who watches the schedule closely, knows and talks about and preaches all the time that the 49ers are motivated, the window's not closed, and they have an easy, breezy schedule. So when you see that they're ranked at 18, you're like, wait a second.
It makes no sense.
Right. And the game we played yesterday was to see if we could guess the top 15. And the 49ers were not in the top 15. You're like, wow, then who is?
Bro, it's the most disrespectful omission I've seen on a list in a decade.
And then we posed the question,
how
too.
How can you say the 49ers are in the bottom tier of the league?
Because you got to fit the Steelers in there somewhere to cause some controversy. You know, there's a few teams that you wonder, are they top 15? Like we said, the Cardinals or the Vikings. Because, again, the 49ers are ranked 18th.
Mark my words, the 49ers are going to go 12-5 or better. You know who they don't play? Tui, I'm going to tell you who they don't play. You want to hear this list?
I do.
They don't play the Bills. They don't play the Ravens. They don't play the Bengals. They don't play the Steelers. They don't play the Chiefs. They don't play the Chargers. They don't play the Eagles or the Lions or the Packers. The Niners have the softest.
They don't play anybody in the top 10.
They play the softest schedule ever. So you could say that maybe come playoff time, they might get whooped by like the Eagles or Lions if the personnel's not
so
there.
They're going to be a soft 10-0.
Just look at the Niners' schedule. Seahawks. I'm going to give you the first month.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Saints, Cardinals, Jags. Then they play the Rams. Tough divisional game. The Bucks are solid. Falcons, Texans, Giants, Rams, Cardinals again, Panthers, Browns, Titans. Like, this is a weak-ass schedule that if the Niners are even 80% of what they were a couple years ago, their over-under in Vegas is around 11 for a reason, because they're not playing anyone of value.
And then for fun, we did speculate on, do you think Purdy and McCaffrey being new dads bond over that? Are they more motivated or more exhausted with the new ones in their life?
No. When you're...
But they're not up late changing diapers. That's what people need to realize.
If you think Brock Purdy's doing a 3 a.m. changing?
I highly doubt that. Highly doubt that.
And Rich, the bad teams aren't going to all stay bad, Rich. We see this every NFL season. A couple of those teams are going to have turnarounds.
Well, they're going to lose quarterbacks with injury. Yep. I mean, Rich, you were just the schedule. They could easily be 9-3 going into their bye week. Easily.
Yeah. I mean, and again, we're really downplaying the fact. I mean, I know they lost weapons, and I know the 49ers, the big narrative for a while was like, man, they're letting everyone go. But they still have the core. The offensive line they worked on in the offseason. They drafted offensive and defensive line. They still have, I think Ricky Pearsall's going to have a breakout year. You saw towards the end of the year he was coming on. They need him. Ayuk will come back at some point.
Yep.
And McCaffrey's 100% going into the season. George Kittle, Brock Purdy. I
think it's just the sentiment of everyone thinking their window has closed, because they had a few chances the past 3+ years.
Do you remember going into last year, the big sentiment was the Bills' window closed?
Right, yeah.
And the Bills.
Stephon Diggs is gone.
They were one of the elite teams of the AFC. Yeah. And, a play away here and there from really going all the way. So I think the Niners are completely disrespected. And I think, I hate to say it because, nothing against the young dudes on the Cardinals, but how could you make a list where you rank the Cardinals 4 slots better than the Niners on this?
You doubted the Cardinals all last season, remember?
I doubt the Cardinals every year, I think.
There's certain teams that you subconsciously, like, you don't do it on purpose, but you disrespect. Even the Vikings, Rich, you always leave them out of the conversation. Like when we were trying to think of the top 15, Vikings were number 15. Oh, yeah, the Vikings.
They got a rookie quarterback.
Always
so
pretty good, though.
You know.
And to add the insult to injury, the Cowboys right after your 49ers at 19 and the Jaguars at 20. That's your NFL power rankings by Ralph Vacchiano.
Well, the Cardinals, keep in mind, though, they also have a pretty meager schedule. So maybe, like they start against the Saints. Who do they go? Let's see the Cardinals first month. Cardinals play the Saints. Saints, Panthers. Then they go to 49ers, to San Francisco, and then the Seahawks. Then they play the Titans and the Colts. So like the Cardinals have a pretty soft schedule.
But you're asking Kyler Murray to stay healthy, right? And that's something he's had a problem doing the last couple of years.
Marvin Harrison Jr. to step up to be that top guy they think he could be. So I don't know. We'll see.
Danny G makes a solid point, though. We're even speculating like we know based on the schedule. Like, there's always a team that turns it around. Always a surprise team, and always a team that is supposed to be good and stinks.
Yep.
So, yeah, multiple teams. And we say it every year. One of Rich's top catchphrases is, man, the parody of the NFL. That's what makes it great. The parody of the NFL.
They've made fun of me for years because I love the word parody. Parity, buddies.
Parody of the NFL.
Well, because every year, it's not just us, Colin, Dan Patrick. Everyone will point out the fun fact that unlike baseball and the NBA, and other sports, hot dog eating. The top four, right? Hot dog eating, basketball, baseball.
There's always surprises.
Yeah. The NFL is the one league where, without fail, there's 14 playoff teams now, right? Every year, more like half of them or more than half of them are a turnover from the previous year. And you look at the standings and you say, no, well, not this year. You'll have the same teams. And you're right.
It's always somebody new. Yeah.
Someone will fall off. Like last year. The Niners missed. Last year, the Bengals missed. There's teams where you're like, oh, no, all right, I had them.
But I do agree. When Rich and I agree, it's fact because we often disagree. But when it comes to his 49ers, the health factor is also a major part of it. And McCaffrey, from what we know, is completely healthy this season. Again, extra motivated, new dad. And Purdy is healthy. So to have them 18th is a head scratcher. And we go to your thoughts now. Again, the top 5, Packers, Bills, Chiefs, Ravens, Eagles. But their surprise is, number 6 is the Steelers. And we want to know your thoughts. 877 for the herd at Covino and Rich. But the fact that we're even talking about it is what makes today so special, so much fun. You got some preseason football. You got the MLB trade deadline. It's a special day here on Fox Sports. That's why you got us, Covino and Rich.
Oh, man. What? No, I'm just trying to find some answers. And when you see something and it's from a reputable source and you're like, bummer. No, it said that according to CBS Sports, which
who died now, Rich?
It's not like it's not like the noodle. It's not like the noodle. No, no one died. They're saying that Brandon Ayuk is, quote, nowhere close.
Oh.
Yeah, he's going to be a while. I think that is it safe to say that if Brock Purdy and McCaffrey are both playing a full season, the Niners are in the playoffs?
Yeah. I think that's safe to say. Based on the soft schedule and based on
Kyle Shanahan
finds ways to win. And you know what we're forgetting? I know you could say, stop it, Rich. I think the return of Robert Saleh as a defensive coordinator. Robert Saleh was the ultimate defensive coordinator motivator. And I'm not saying he's not head coach potential, but Robert Saleh is your quintessential, I want that guy as my defensive coordinator.
Some guys are just better coordinators than they are head coaches. Spags in Kansas City was a terrible head coach. He's an awesome defensive coordinator.
So you look at Robert Saleh and say, and he's coming home, and he has unfinished business, and he went to the Jets. What a bad taste in his mouth. And you know that the guys that are remaining from a couple years ago are all pumped to have Robert Saleh back in the building. So I think the Niners disrespected. In fact, if you want to go to some feedback, Danny G, we got the phones running on the herd or what?
We do. Let's start with Baker in Illinois.
What's up, Baker? Baker!
Hey, Baker, you there?
I'm here.
What's up, bud?
Hey, you mentioned a few times football from tonight until Valentine's Day, so I did a little looking, and if we go to the 18-game schedule in the NFL and play the Super Bowl on the Sunday before President's Day, every 6 to 7-ish years, and starting in 2027, the Super Bowl would be played directly on Valentine's Day.
Wow, look at that. I could get, you could two birds with one stone. Honey, the game's on. I think that will happen.
That's romance.
I heard our very own Dan Patrick here on the network talking about how, according to the NFL, it will happen at some point, and it only makes sense, right? I mean, I think once you start pushing it beyond that, you know how the NCAA is like, let's put 100 teams in the tournament. Like, slow down. 60-something, the bracket's enough. We don't need 100 teams in March Madness. I think 18 is perfect. I feel like pushing it beyond that, now you're getting selfish. Now it's a money grab. Now it's injury prone. It's too much. Preseason, no one cares about anyway. Cut that back one more game, and you're going to end up doing, if you do 18 games, and you've heard the rumors of maybe every team has some type of international game, 2 bye weeks. I think we're going to settle on that, and that will be the NFL moving forward for quite a while.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Every team has an international,
that's coming.
And you have a base. Like the 49ers, there's some teams that would play in Mexico City, and some teams that would play in Germany, or, I think 1 international game, 2 bye weeks, 18 games, cut back the preseason because no one plays anyway, and the Monday after the Super Bowl is a holiday, and everyone's a winner.
877-484-3437. 877-484-3437. That's 877-4-THE-HERD. Thanks again, Baker. That's Baker Mayfield representing his number 11.
Thanks, Baker.
Number 11 on the power rankings.
One of Covino's favorite quarterbacks.
Yeah, they're ranked top 15 at number 11. Who else do we got, Danny G?
Let's go to Virginia Beach. Sauger.
What's up, Sauger?
Hey, what's up, man?
What up, buddy?
So, just wanted to kind of share some thoughts here. First of all, Saugers around the world unite. I know you guys work with one.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a Sauger on our video team, and I'm like, look at this. I know 2 Saugers now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm incredibly jealous about the fact that there was somebody named Sauger at Super Bowl 58 other than me.
Nice.
Because, I am a lifelong Niners fan. And, with that said, man, I just want to say that I don't want people talking about us. I'm fine with 18 on the power ranking.
And you know what? George Kittle shares your sentiment. I've seen Kittle say, sorry, we're boring. Sorry, there's no story. And Sauger, if it's not clear, I'm a Niners fan as well. Rich Davis, lifelong Niners fan.
Yeah, we can all tell.
And I feel like it's disrespectful. And I sometimes feel like I do have those Homer goggles on. I don't want to sound like I'm jaded, but I do think if you put the Niners at 10, 11, 12, I'd get it because they did take perhaps a step back with personnel. But 18, you're telling me the Niners are in the bottom half of the team? According to that power rankings.
And again, your Niners weren't the only ones hosed on this list.
You're telling
Danny G
me
pointed out, too, the Lions totally should be higher than they are.
The Niners on this list are next to the Cowboys and Jags. Like, you really think the 49ers, the Cowboys, Jags, and Bears, you think they're in that category?
No. And by the way,
come on.
Danny G pointed out your excitement level for the 49ers and football. There's 2 things that get Rich this excited. Smut and the NFL.
It's a true story.
And it's
look at my Instagram algorithm. It's ass and 49ers.
And I don't try to stifle him, but
not often 49er ass, though.
You could hear the excitement in his voice. On a personal note, you mentioned how today's an exciting day. Yep. Baseball's popping. So many teams are still in it. How do you balance that out for real? Because usually around this time, you shift gears because your Mets usually stink and they let you down at this point. So you shift all your focus to football. Like, dude, I feel your head's going to spin off. I feel your excitement level for the NFL is there. I can hear it in your voice.
Yeah.
And you still got to be excited about your Mets.
Yeah,
that's a rare situation for a lot of people to be in.
Let me tell you.
That's a lot to balance.
I'm not expecting you to care so much, but it's a fact. If you go back to the 80s till now, I'm a kid of the 80s and 90s. If you're roughly 40-ish, the 49ers and the Mets have historically never been good at the same time, except when I was a little boy in the mid-'80s when Montana was peaking and Darryl Strawberry and Doc Gooden. Other than that, if you historically go from the mid-'80s till now, anytime the Mets are making some type of run, 49ers stink. And when the 49ers are good, the Mets stink. So I think the answer is I'm just going to ignore my wife and kids.
That you know what?
I think
you come here for solutions.
Yeah, I think it's
that's how you do it.
Hey, Emmy, Ben, my kids, Dad's just going to be a little mentally unpresent for the next couple months. I don't know what to tell you.
Kids are going to be tugging on your pant leg, and you're going to be focused on the game and on the moves being made. That's how you balance it, guys. But seriously, like you could hear Rich's excitement just talking about the NFL, just knowing there's preseason tonight,
and you know
just knowing there's power rankings out there.
Mixed into that, Tui feels me on this one. I got 2 little kids. I just signed them up. Both of them up for fall ball yesterday.
Yep.
So if you're living that mom or dad coaching parent sport life, I'm looking at the fall and I'm like, baseball playoffs, football, and I'm going to be coaching girls softball and boys baseball in the fall.
And they play soccer too?
I'm taking a step away from soccer. I'm like, all right, you're not
I hate
Lionel
to
Messi.
say
You're not
this,
Lionel
though.
Messi. Take a step away.
But I mean, on a personal note, when you say yes to all of those things, you're saying no to others.
Right.
And a lot of times something slips as a result. Something
falls through the cracks.
Exactly. And that's either your relationship or your work. And don't let it be your work.
What are you saying?
I'm saying
not responding to Covino's texts.
Exactly.
I mean, just saying.
When you got your life here coaching this, watching that, betting on this, baseball, football, kids, and everything else, things do fall through the cracks. That's absolutely true. Don't let it happen to you. You got to prioritize.
Are you telling me?
You got to remember.
Are you telling me?
Yes.
Is it you or George Kittle?
It's
Are you
a
telling
life
me?
balance.
Are you
dude.
telling me is it Pete Alonso or
saying-
our daughter?
I'm saying don't let it be your kids. And don't let it be a relationship.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot to juggle. And those are high priority things. These are things that you get passionate about. And that's a lot to balance. It's true.
Oh, know what I'm doing as well. This is the timing is right. I'm trying to think of the best way to maximize my football watching. Covino will tell you, I'm a maniac.
You don't think the nation of the herd could hear that in your voice? You don't need to explain. You're the most hyped up guy anyone's ever heard.
Last season I bought, because they're so cheap now, like the Roku TVs.
Yeah.
Like a 50, 60-inch TV is like $200.
Mm-hmm.
I bought 2 additional TVs, so I keep them in the guest bedroom and I roll them out.
Yeah.
So my living room looks like a sports bar. And now I'm redoing my backyard. And I'm like, honey, I think we need a couple screens.
Here and here and
we need
here.
a couple of screens.
Yeah.
If we're gonna build a cooking area, we need a big screen out there. So
looks like you're waiting in line at an amusement park.
Yeah, you know what? I think you guys are gonna have to take a backseat. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Here we go. R.I.P. Time of death.
Yeah. Sorry, Covino and Rich. After 20 years, we're done.
Something takes a back seat.
That is true. Everything you say yes to, you're saying no to something else. All right, who do we got, Danny G? One more?
David in Minnesota wants to ask you guys about the Vikings.
Yeah, what's up, David? How are you,
David?
Yo, how y'all doing, man?
Yo, man, I'll tell you about your Vikings. If you think I'm disrespecting them, I am
not
not.
intentional.
I'm excited about your quarterback. I'm excited about McCarthy, and I'm also, you know what? I think Justin Jefferson is just the most electric wide receiver. So I think you got a lot to be excited about. You really do.
So you think, because I was so sad when he got injured right away. You know, I was excited to see J.J. McCarthy play. So do y'all think? What do y'all think the Vikings will do, like record-wise, this season coming up?
Well, look at it this way: you have a quarterback whisperer as your head coach. You have great coaching, you have great personnel, and I look at it this way too. You may disagree or agree. If the Vikings took it that far with Sam Darnold, and this is no disrespect to Sam Darnold, if you really believe in J.J. McCarthy as a really great young talent, then you should be able to duplicate that with him. I'm not saying you're going to go 13-4 again, but you are a winning team.
Playoff should be the goal.
Yeah, the playoff should be the goal for the Vikings again, especially, again, with that personnel. The only hesitation is that division looks awfully competitive.
The Packers, the Lions, who knows what the Bears are doing.
And then the Bears that you're going to assume at some point Caleb Williams and that team is going to step it up to next level. So you have 4 teams that all have – that might be the one division of football. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's take a look-see. Let's take a look-see.
No, the Lions are going to be solid. Packers are going to be great. The Bears is the question mark. Vikings are going to be really good.
I think the NFC North, and I stand by this statement, is the only division where all 4 teams think they can make the postseason. I know deep down inside there are teams that realize,
deep
hey,
down inside, deep down inside.
One of your Guido anthems.
Inside. You remember that song, DJ?
Yeah, and Rich, I disagree a little bit because with Pete Carroll now in Vegas, I think the entire AFC West thinks they can go to the playoffs.
Oh man,
Well, let me ask you
talking
this.
about me with the Niners goggles?
No, I'm not
Smith?
saying what I think because I got to see Geno Smith deliver on the field.
I went to Universal Studios the other day, right? Unless they put Max Crosby in that Minions duplicating machine, then I don't know what you think is going to happen.
No, the defense is a question mark for sure.
I love the Raiders, and I think when the Raiders are good, it's good for football, but I think they're still a little bit away. But you know what? That is a division where that might be your number 2 answer because I think every other division is one team that has the reality of like, all right, we're not there yet, but I think the NFC North, all 4 of those teams are going into the season. You know, Chicago's like, no, we got a new coach. We're revamped. We got Caleb Williams. It's time. The Lions like, we're going back. The Packers, Jordan Love, they have every reason to think they're going to be back. They're number 5 on that list or 6 on that list. And Minnesota, I think all 4 of those teams think they could win that division.
There was a question being posed by Wilbon and Kornheiser yesterday. Did you see it? Who's the biggest star to ever come out of Minnesota?
Kirby Puckett?
It has to be Kirby Puckett. That's the
Sports
first
star?
thing I thought.
Sports star in Minnesota?
I mean, biggest star would be Prince, right? No, it was sports star.
Dan Gladden's mullet.
And by the way, who's the face of the Vikings? Because that's something we're going to get to in a minute.
Best star in Minnesota.
In Minnesota history.
All right, I have a top 3.
It's got to be Puckett.
I'm going to go
because he won twice.
I'm going to go Puckett, Garnett, Randy Moss.
I think that's fair.
How dare you leave Fran Tarkenton off the list?
Fran Tarkenton.
That's generational, but Puckett's undeniable.
I like for your boomer dad, Fran Tarkenton, but I mean, out of sight, out of mind, I guess. That's a bad way to look at it. But yeah, Fran Tarkenton for sure.
Puckett was a beast with the Twins.
Frank Viola's mustache.
Viola's mustache is a good one.
Yeah.
Now, I have a story, and it involves a very famous rock band. And I think this rock band I speak of is a rare exception because most rock bands' lead singer is the main guy.
Yeah.
He's the face of the band. He gets all the accolades.
Yeah.
He's the guy that gets all the accolades, right? The lead guy.
It's a nice way to put it.
But there's some bands and some teams where it's not necessarily the lead singer or the quarterback that's the face of the team.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Vikings? Who's the face of that franchise?
It's a great question. You know what? Think about...
Because they might be an exception.
Think about that, and I want to hear your story. And by the way, number 1 answer on the board when I think about it, guy that's not the lead singer, that is the most popular. There's 2 answers. They might be tied, and I want to hear your story. I'm going to say it's not the coolest band, but Fall Out Boy, Pete Wentz. People know him because he dated Ashley Simpson, and people, the rock dude, Pete Wentz, he's like the bass player. I don't think people know Patrick Stump as the lead singer.
That's a rare sort of situation. Same with NFL football teams, any team where, hey, maybe it's a receiver or maybe it's a running back that's the face of the team and not the quarterback. Those are rare exceptions.
I was also going to say Tommy Lee because of his penis. I mean, his drumming skills. And, yeah, so, your thoughts, and we'll hear Covino's story, and we'll talk more NFL next. Covino and Rich in for Colin on the Herd.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm gonna go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm gonna go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
Bad enough we don't trade for Helsley like the Mets and Duran like the Phillies did. So, yeah, he's just going on and on.
We made a great point off the air. There's certain organizations more than others to blame for this or that you think of, but you just want to hear those big names. And any other key player or position player or scrappy kind of guy that you need for the playoffs, you don't want to hear that right now. You want that big player name. You don't want the guy you have to look up to see his stats on Baseball Reference.
Now, listen, you are not a GM. Remember that,
right?
Because when you're like, all we got was a middle reliever and a fourth outfielder. Right. That might be what your team needs. And you're right. People are waiting to be like, is Alcantara on the move? Is someone going to give some ridiculous offer for Skeens? Is someone going to do that? That's what everyone's waiting for.
Yeah, for sure.
And
so
again,
anything less is uncivilized.
It just even the teams that make moves, the fans are buffoons. My Met fan friends are like, this is not a World Series team. I'm like,
they're not even in it.
And I say to them, they, along with the Phillies, Cubs, Dodgers, all the NL teams that are like doing well right now are all within a game of each other. To say no one's a World Series contender is ridiculous. You just got two big key components of your bullpen. I just would love all these fans to be GMs for a day. Because I said before, the one thing we always need to remember with sports management is that you have to give up something to get something. Every sports fan says the same thing. They want all these big stars, and they're like, yeah, we'll give up a couple minor leaguers. Stop being an idiot.
Well, Rich, I agree with you. Speaking of idiots, it's Covino and Rich in for Colin on the Herd. We got to talk Navien real quick. For hot water that never runs out, go tankless with Navien. Right now, save hundreds on a new high-efficiency tankless water heater with local rebates.
Well, find the name of your Navien contractor and tankless water heater at tanklessmadesimple.com. Tanklessmadesimple.com. And I will say, it is a big difference. When we redid our house, tankless. Instead of that big, bulky
cylinder,
like your, the old-timey times, right on the side of the house, a little panel. All right, let's get into it. It's time for the Herdline News.
No. Turn on the news. This is the Herdline News.
What's up, guys? So we'll do a little football here.
All right.
Number one pick, Cam Ward. They've had a kind of an up and down. He's had an up and down start to camp so far. But I thought this was very funny and interesting, the way he described the offense right now. It was a very Gen Z, Gen Alpha way. And I think this ties into a segment that you guys do. And he talked about a word he mentions is a way that many kids, including mine, talk today. Here was Cam Ward.
I just think we're very mid right now, from my position to up front to the receiver's position. But at the end of the day, it all starts with me. I just don't think we're at where we need to be, but we got a little bit of time. And so get on page with my receivers, watch film more, and be accurate with football. So it might not be where I want it to be, but it also, I'm throwing 15, 16 different people every play. But so that's something that, we got to stay out the practice and continue to get work on.
So he's saying they're mid, right?
Yeah.
So mid. They're mid. You got to be peak at this point. You got to be peak. You can't be mid. You got to be peak.
As my 14-year-old told me this week, he said, Dad, no, he said, it's not that deep, my guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
As long as he doesn't say that you're looking chopped. Because that's the insult.
Dad, you're looking chopped.
So, Covino, earlier you said there is always a surprise team in the NFL. I think the Titans are going to be a surprise team this
Better
year
than you think, yeah.
They are buried at their power rankings, the Fox power rankings. But I think Cam Ward's going to shock a lot of people, and they're going to be pushing for a playoff spot. Maybe not make the playoffs, but they're going to be pushing for a playoff spot.
But again, that division is not very good.
It's not very good, no.
Is this the year where Trevor Lawrence makes some noise, or we start talking about how he also, who are we talking about? Justin Herbert is not bringing it. I mean, we keep the narrative that Trevor Lawrence is the guy is going to go away eventually.
Totally. I cannot figure him out. Came in just as this massive prospect in college, number one pick. And
Trevor Lawrence was, when he came into the NFL, they talked about it like, not since Elway or Andrew Luck has there been a prospect like this. And Nothing.
Nothing. This story was wild, guys. So, and I think you touched on it yesterday on your show, but Luka Doncic was on the Today Show this week and talked about his off-season workouts and weight loss. And wait until you hear what they asked him at the end.
I would say me and my team just try some new things, different food, different practices. I actually gave up playing basketball for 1 month, which I never done in my life. So it was kind of challenging.
You felt like you needed to step away from the game in order to focus on the fitness aspect of it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was just diet and exercise. That's it.
Yeah.
No Ozempic, none of those shots or anything.
Ozempic?
How
dare they?
Insulting. Listen, I had abs when I was 25. The dude's a young man. How insulting that.
And by the way, I said yesterday, too, on our show, it's not like he was Chubbs from Teen Wolf. Remember the guy that played Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure? It's not like he was that fat. Yeah, diet makes a difference. Why is that so hard to believe? He's 25 years old. And by the way, he's on the cover of Men's Fitness. You see these shots everywhere. He's slim and trim and looking great. But it's our default setting that's automatically thinking, oh, he must be on Ozempic now. It's like
that's
or
ridiculous.
He just switched his diet up and got motivated, and it's the biggest FU. I think it's great revenge to be like, yeah, look at me now. I'm in great shape. But now if he can keep that up, that'd be awesome.
I still think it's so insulting when a young man who is a premier athlete just trims up and you're like, oh, Ozempic. He wasn't Lizzo.
Right.
And just lost it.
Right.
I mean, what are we doing here? It's like asking a girl with really great boobs, like, those are fake, right? No, they
actually could be real, you know?
So
it's just what we assume, yeah.
It is wild. You see who else is really ripped now, just on a side note? Have you guys seen Borat, Sacha Baron Cohen?
Oh, my God.
Oh,
nice. Who is this guy? Wow.
Nice. My wife. Yeah, he looks,
that is crazy.
He's ripped right now.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
That's the news, boys.
Thank you, Tui.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
All right, so I have a story, and my story's sad to tell. My story's great. I think I love my story because it was so random, so out of nowhere. I saw a rock superstar. It's debatable. I could say rock god, perhaps. I saw a rock god in the most random of places. And I know it's Los Angeles. We're out here in the mean streets of L.A., but it's not like you bump into celebrities all the time. This was pretty random. But he's from a band where you could say all the guys in the band are superstars. And that's going to lead to a conversation of, well, who's the superstar? Who's the face of this team? And we're going to focus on the NFC today. Yesterday, we talked about the faces of the AFC. We're going to talk about who's the face of each team in the NFC and who is the real face of whatever band, okay? And I'm going to tell you my story, and we want you to play along. 877-4-THE-HERD. Thank you guys for being here.
All right, we'll do that next right here on Fox Sports Radio.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it. Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank you.
Love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants that?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it. Fox Sports Radio.
bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it.
You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special.
Yes.
Who wants that?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it. Fox Sports Radio.
bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available.
All right. Always great to be here. CNR, Covino and Rich in for Colin on the Herd. We'll be here tomorrow, too. Thank you, Colin, for trusting us with your show, the Showgram program. The home you've worked so hard for is ready to work hard for you with a home equity loan from Rocket Mortgage. To learn how you can turn your home's equity into cash money, visit rocketmortgage.com today.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030. All right, Covino and Rich.
In about 5 minutes, we're going to do something we do on our show Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 on the West, Covino and Rich. Old school when 50 hits. We throw it back and reminisce, but we get you involved. And we're going to talk punishments, old school punishments. We'll explain why. So start thinking about them. 877-4-THE-HERD. Do that in a few minutes. But I want to set up this story and get you thinking.
Okay.
So my daughter was bugging me all week. Dad, again, she's a 15, just about to be 16-year-old pain in the ass, right? She's in cheer camp. She's in that stage of her life. But she's like, Dad, can you take me to Cold Stone Creamery? There's a new Oreo taco ice cream thing there. And I'm like, all right, Melody, do we really need that? All week she's bothering me. And then just the other day.
My answer is yes, you need that.
I know.
Summertime. But you're going to say no to Cold Stone
Creamery? I'm trying to get home to
to
watch the Yankee game. It's been a long-ass day. You know, I don't need Cold Stone Creamery.
Okay, Luca.
All right, so exactly. I'm trying to
trim up.
Trying to trim up. I want to look like Luca.
Come on, dude. Cold Stone. You got
I don't want to open up the floodgates. I don't got to have it, right? So I'm like, then she put the teenage guilt trip. You said that you. And then I'm thinking to myself as a dad, well, these moments are going to be few and far between. She's going to be getting her license within a year.
Yeah,
this kid wants me to take her to get ice cream.
There's few moments left, or she's going to want to hang out with you.
So I started feeling all guilty about it, and I did one of those dad moves where I didn't tell her where we were going, but I pulled in. She's like, "Where are we?" "Oh, we're at Cold Stone." Oh,
that's usually like a Disney move, not a Cold Stone move. Like, surprise, we're at Cold Stone Creamery.
Relax, we're going to Disney next week.
Okay,
right? She's spoiled, but I didn't want to go, so I reluctantly went. That's a part of the story. I didn't want to go. And I'm in there, and she's just taking her time trying to figure out what to order. And, you know, all kids want cotton candy, whatever, anyway. But she's claiming she'd never been to Cold Stone. So she's taking her time, and I'm like, come on. And I see the silhouette of a rock star come walking my way. And I'm like, no way. This can't be. No way. I'm seeing things right now. And I didn't have my glasses on either. So I'm like, there's no way. And then he comes into the light, and he's right there next to me, and he's looking at the menu. He acknowledges me. He gives me like a vato nod, like, hey, what's up, ese? And I look at this guy. He looks at me, and I'm like, there's no way. It's this guy. And then he starts looking at the thing, and he's trying to figure out his order. And I'm like, hey, man, you want to order first? He's like, nah, man. He's like, I don't know what I want. You guys. Then we start BSing. And I'm like, yeah, my daughter's been bothering me all week because she wants this taco thing, and now she can't figure out what she wants. He's like, man, I've had a hankering for ice cream all week, man. All week. I figured I had to get here. Now, this guy is arguably a rock god.
A rock god?
He could be the face of the band, but there's multiple faces of the band. And again, I want you to start thinking of who's the face of your team? Who's the face of the NFC team? We're going to get to that later. But this guy was none other than, are you ready? Paul Stanley of Kiss, dude. And I'm not even a big Kiss fan, but he is a rock legend. You know, he's a guy most people recognize with the star painted on his face, right? Oh, of Kiss. But he was there ordering.
I don't know if I would have recognized him.
That's ridiculous. It's Paul Stanley. He's a 73-year-old guy with rock star hair.
Get some whipped cream and some chocolate sauce and maybe paint his face. And
I'm not the biggest Kiss fan, but I totally acknowledge how mammoth, how massive that band is worldwide. And you could say, yeah, Gene Simmons is the lead singer, but it's like a duo. It's like Axl Rose and Slash. Two megastars in that band. They're all superstars at that point,
what did
right?
he order? The birthday cake surprise or the cake batter?
And I'm here to tell you that Paul Stanley loves the birthday cake surprise.
He ordered.
I actually told him I would call him out on his goofy
Did he order the better nutter butter?
And they said, Mr. Stanley, do you like it, love it, or gotta have it? He was like, I gotta have it. No, nobody knew who he was except for me. So I was like, yo, man, I'm a big rock fan. Cool to see you. I didn't fanboy out and ask for a pick because I have the moment. I have the story. I didn't want to be a lame-o fan. But I play his stuff every weekend on Ozzy's Boneyard. That's on SiriusXM Channel 38. I'm a big rock fan of all rock. That's why I got into radio in the first place.
I'll have the chocolate devotion.
I'll have the chocolate devotion. Man, Paul Stanley of Kiss? Wow, that's wild. So again, am I the biggest Kiss fan? No, not at all. But we have to acknowledge he has a lot of stadium anthems. You can't go to any game, in the U.S. of A. or anywhere in the world without hearing a Kiss song.
Dude, he wants to rock and roll all night, party every day, and also have the delightful peanut butter cup.
Oh, and he licked it up. So, guys, what I want you to start thinking about is who is the face of the band? Is it always the lead singer? Not always the lead singer. Not always the quarterback.
And this does tie in, like Covino said, not always the quarterback, because coming up in a little bit, I have a theory about what it says if your team's face is not the quarterback. We went over the AFC yesterday on our show. We'll recap that quick, and I want to go over the NFC, and we'll do that coming up in a little bit. But look at the clock. 50 is hit. 50 after. Let's go.
There's a certain... Yeah! What we gonna do right here is go back. Back into time.
Throwing it back for a Thursday. Old school when 50 hits. At 50 after, CNR give you the time capsule topic, and we reminisce together.
All right, so we are Covino and Rich in for Colin on the Herd, and we do this every Thursday. We reminisce, we throw it back, but we get you involved. The most inclusive show on radio. 877-4-THE-HERD. 877-4-THE-HERD.
All right.
Yes, 877-484-3437. Now, this is where our super producer Danny G comes in because he always gives us a fun meme or something that's gone viral to help us here with the discussion. And there was a story out of Cowboys camp, and a meme that went along with it said there were so many fights at Cowboys camp that Brian Schottenheimer had players and coaches running.
Yeah. At a professional level.
At a professional level.
They were, it's, you know.
Now you got to do some laps. He was calling out laps for, again, players and coaches because there was so much baby bickering. It's like you and Spot during commercials. I'm going to make you guys do laps.
Listen, when I coach a bunch of little kids. I coach my daughter's softball and my son's baseball. And sometimes you think you're punishing them, and they want to do it. And I'm like,
yeah, but look who you're comparing the Cowboys to right now.
A bunch of little kids.
Exactly.
Bunch of little kids. Sometimes I'll be like, hey, pick up one more rock or flower or something. You're going to do laps. They're like, I can run, and they want to run. But so the question is this. Based on the Cowboys' old school punishment, what were those punishments you experienced from coaches, parents, teachers that maybe wouldn't fly today, or maybe the ones that you remember most as a kid? Because a few definitely pop in my head. We'll go over old school punishments and, of course, more NFL coming up. In for Colin on the Herd, Covino and Rich.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar? Yeah. Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best.
You were dating some girl, and you were like, "Hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense." Her mom walked in. "Can you believe he was dead the whole time?"
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, "Oh, look at that bozo over there," and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all's show. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking
joking.
Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion.
Yo,
That's
a
us.
pleasure to fill in for
Pleasure
Colin.
for us.
Yeah.
We hope you like us. And if you do, Monday through Friday, right here on Fox Sports Radio, 5 to 7 on the East, 2 to 4 on the West. And we have a bonus show, too. It's free. Overpromised with Covino and Rich. Why is it overpromised? Because Blubber Lips Davis over here talks so much that we don't always get to things we promise.
Sounds like you're the one yapping now.
So we have a show, an extra show called Overpromised on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page. Check it out. You can watch it. You can listen wherever you stream your podcast. I'm Steve Covino. That is Rich Davis.
Yeah.
Tui's here. Danny G. Ryan. Big Sexy and spots on the videos at Covino and Rich.
Well, if you don't like us, as comedian Sebastian Maniscalco says, what are you, a tattletale? Are you going to do a Yelp review? Just move along then.
Why would you do that?
What are you? Aren't you embarrassed? All right, let's go to your feedback and phone calls. We're going to talk more NFL. The face of your team. What does that say about your team? And it ties into Covino bumping into Paul Stanley of Kiss at Cold Stone Creamery.
Yeah, because It's not always the lead singer that's the superstar, just like it's not always the quarterback that's the
you should have got a picture
face of the
You
franchise.
should have got a picture of him like wiping like hot fudge off your cheek or something.
Oh man,
like,
I got the story. I think a picture would have ruined the moment. So we'll
Come
get
here,
back
Paul.
to that. Faces of the NFC. Who really is the face of that franchise? Plus, old school when 50 hits. We do it right now. We continue this discussion because speaking of football, there were so many fights at Cowboys camp. Didn't you go to Cowboy camp when you were little, Rich? Is that why you wear Spurs? That's why Rich is wearing a bolo tie.
You know who my camp counselor was? Cowboy Curtis.
So many fights at Cowboy camp that Brian Schottenheimer had players and coaches running. By the way, players and coaches
That's
running.
All of you run.
Yeah, I know. That's hilarious. Like they're little kids. That's what we're talking about. So based on the Cowboys' punishment at camp in Oxnard, we do old school and 50 hits, the worst punishments you experience from your parents, teachers, and coaches growing up. We throw it back on a Thursday. We get you involved. And the number again is 877-484-3437, 877-4-THE-HERD, and you can hit us up at Covino and Rich. So what comes to mind?
I have two things that come to mind.
All right.
Because they're weird punishments. I'm not going down the route of like, remember when your like teachers could hit kids? I'm not a boomer. I wasn't,
Remember what Adrian Peterson did to you?
Yeah. No, but I'm not telling stories of, your grandparents would be like, and then the nun hit us with a ruler. All right, this is not 1930.
You know what's really weird? This happens in my family a lot, too.
The old people take pride in getting hit.
Yeah. Like my mom will talk about how, she was beat up by a teacher or something, like laughing about it. Like it's great. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of a sad, traumatizing story, Mom.
It was great when I used to get whipped.
Yeah,
What?
I know. But then they laugh about it. It's like, I don't know.
Me?
Doesn't sound funny.
It was funny.
I see. There's Ryan.
Ryan, did you
get
get
a weird cynical thing?
I feel like a spanking here or there, but
no, it was.
You got me.
Oh yeah, my dad was in the military.
You know what they call that now? FAFO parroting. FAFO. You know what FAFO means? Not only is it Rich's middle name, FAFO.
It's my clown name when I do balloon animals.
F around, find out. The gentle ways of parenting are sort of going away, and the F around and find out methods are creeping back in. That doesn't mean necessarily beat your kids. It's let them fail once in a while.
But Ryan is a prime example of your dad was like the dude from the Wonder Years. Like, there was a fear of the dad. But now, you laugh about it as an adult. I don't know if that's a very interesting thought.
Yeah, my mom will tell stories, old school Mexican lady of her dad coming home all mad from work and everything. And he put a whooping on her brothers, and she'll be laughing about it. I'm like, man, that sounds like a really sad and scary story.
Yeah, well,
but it's a different generation.
Now it's like, are we being careful, Dylan? It's a different, gentle parenting now.
So
but
we're not going there, is your point.
Let me take you back to the 80s. I'm going to give you two that never made sense to me. Number one, do you remember if you were talkative in class, they'd make you stand against the wall?
Yeah, for sure.
That made no sense to me. All right, just stand against the wall.
That's a weird unlocked memory because you're right. Or your name was on the board, right? Your name's on the board.
Let's say you were in the lunch line about to get your Taco Boat or Pizza Hero, and you were yapping away or misbehaving. The teacher like, stand against the other wall.
Stay in the corner.
Yeah, just all right, I'll stand against the wall. That was the punishment. And I'll never understand this. While it wasn't by any means abusive, it was weird looking back. When your gym teacher would be like, no water.
Yeah, that's cruel.
I remember we'd be playing dodgeball, field hockey. You'd be playing basketball.
By the way, imagine telling a kid today who walks around with their little Stanley cup and their little
water
mug
bottle.
And
Oh, dude.
Right? Imagine telling a kid
Gatorade
today
pods.
they couldn't have water. They would
You'd have to
meltdown.
explain yourself to the school board.
A kid would have an absolute mental breakdown if someone told them they can't have water today.
The funniest thing is we must have all been dehydrated in the 80s and 90s.
Right.
Because now everyone's drinking, men, women, people carry around a jug of water. Back then, if you misbehave, our gym teacher back, all right, no one gets water. We're like, but Mr. Frasca, we just ran a mile.
They would also count when everybody was at the water fountain.
1, 2, next.
Yeah.
1, 2, next.
I didn't
1,
even get
2.
a sip.
That's so true, man. So the weird-ass punishments that you got. And if you mention a dunce cap, I'm assuming you're 90 or 180 years old. However, we do have our version of that. Blubber Lips Davis, Rich here.
Yeah.
he is infamous on our other podcasts, especially for spilling coffee all the time. He spills coffee every day, and that's like the biggest no-no in radio, to get it on the console, right? There's a short, you blew out the microphones, you ruined everything. We have him. We have like a specialized dunce cap of sorts that if he does it, we make him wear it on camera.
It's a rainbow hat with a propeller on it. It says coffee spiller.
It says I spilled coffee, and it has a little propeller on the top, so it says rainbow hat.
You know what we do? I play softball a couple days a week.
Yep.
Stay active.
Yep.
If a guy strikes out in slow pitch softball, I've seen teams have to wear like pink panties, or like an embarrassing jersey or something like. But that's the thing, or a funny hat, and then they have to wear it until someone else strikes out, and that could be in slow pitch softball. That might
3
be
weeks later.
So
I'm surprised. I know Rich's goofy stories better than he does because we've been doing a show forever, and I'm so surprised you're leaving the number one answer off the board. I thought we'd get it out of the way because it's so obvious. When you're thinking of old school punishments, I think the most cliche and stereotypical one is one we all think of, Ralphie from A Christmas Story, sitting there with the soap in his mouth, right?
Dude.
Rich has a story where your grandma did it and you pretend you liked it.
If I ever talk back to my grandparents, my grandmother, old German woman, would be like, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap. And I was a little smart ass.
Weisenheimer.
I'm
sorry, Heimer. Weisenheimer.
She was old, so
Weisenheimer.
It sounds terrible, but she was old, so she couldn't really catch me, right? If I wanted to run around the living room.
Yeah.
So she'd wait for me to sit down. I'd be working on my color forms or playing with my WWF action figures. She'd come from behind me, wrap her arm around me, and start rubbing ivory soap on my teeth. And I remember saying to my grandmother, I like it.
Rich loved the clean 99.44.
Look at these teeth.
He's a big fan of it.
All right, let's go to your phone calls, and let's hear some more stories.
By the way, I heard the real story was your grandma caught you playing with your shrinky dink. Is that true? It wasn't color forms, guys.
What are you doing, Richie? Based on the Cowboys, they're having such issues at camp that they're making the players and the coaches run laps. So old school punishments.
By the way, why don't the other coaches step up and be like, I'm not one of the players here. Beat it with that.
Yeah, but you know what?
But if they're involved,
they're
I
a
guess.
team. All right, Danny, let's go through these phones. Who do we got, buddy?
All right, let's start with Scott in Virginia.
Scott, in for the herd. Covino and Rich, what do you got, man?
Remember where you get the finger and your thumb pressed below the waist when you're hanging out with your guys, and one of them catches it and you get punched in the arm?
Oh, yeah. It's like when you below the waist.
Oh, like
you gotta be
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Is there a name to that game? But there's a way to break it. You have to break the circle.
Yeah, there's also if your siblings played that slap game with you and they'd lick their fingers and then smack your arm.
Yeah, but you never get caught looking at it's the okay symbol, the okay below the waist.
I'm trying to think of other old school punishments. Danny, who else we got?
Let's talk to Jason in SoCal.
What's up, man? Hey, Jason.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Just calling to know that you guys are taking calls today. I think that's against protocol, huh?
No, we love it. We love getting you involved, man.
I used to have a guy, his name was Q, short for questionable, but his dad was very militant, and he would make him stand in the corner while he was watching football games for the whole game on his tippy toes, touching the ceiling for the whole time. He'd also make him go to the pool and use his toothbrush to scrub every single tile, but instead of actually getting in the pool, he would make him scrub the tiles while reaching over from the side and every single individual tile so it was clean, and he would record to make sure that he got every single one.
I'm sure he's a well-adjusted adult now, right?
It's so crazy to hear that. When you think of how we coddle our own kids today, it's so wild. And I say this from a personal perspective. That was my biggest struggle as a co-parent, right? I got divorced about 8 years ago, and as a co-parent, my hands were tied when it came to discipline so often, because the kid always has this power of they'll go and tell mom, and then mom will cause a ruckus if you're taking discipline too far. It's always a tough situation. It's a tough balance of how, especially in today's world, to discipline your kids.
Could you imagine this happening nowadays? When I was a little kid in Southern California, shouts out Rialto, California, my next door, two houses down was Luis, my friend. When he would get into trouble, his dad would take a chair, walk it out to the front steps, the sidewalk, front of the house, put him over his legs, pull his pants down, spank him with a belt out in public.
In front of all the kids.
In front of everybody.
Yeah.
Poor
Old
Luis.
School. Yeah. That guy would be in jail in today's world, for sure. Yeah. An embarrassing.
There would have been, if it happened nowadays, there'd be cop cars there before the spanking was over.
Oddly enough, as an adult, Luis loves to get spanked, I heard. Is that true? Some weird subconscious thing. All right, who else we got?
Josh in Ohio.
Josh, based off the Cowboys, making coaches even run. Let's go old school punishments. What do you got?
To discipline your kids.
Yo.
Could you imagine?
Hey, Josh.
He's locked in on my voice right now.
Man. Hey, Josh, you got to turn your radio down, too.
What's up, Josh?
So, my freshman year in high school, I got caught shoplifting No Limit record CDs. And when my mom told my dad, he said, I'm not going to yell. He brought a poster board and a Sharpie marker home, and he said, I want you to write, beware, I am a shoplifter. You're going to go pick it outside of Meijer department store to let people know that you shoplift.
Wow. That's hardcore.
Yeah, there was a story.
By the way, dude, why is he doing that when he could have got 12 CDs for a penny anyway at Columbia House?
Yeah,
you didn't have to do that.
You should be in prison. Do you remember a story a couple years ago when people were deciding whether it was cruel or not? The punishment was the dad gave his son like a whack-ass haircut.
He gave him
like a George Jefferson or something.
He gave him a Stephen A. Smith.
he gave him like no hairline.
The kid was like blasphemous.
I think that's cruel.
I think look, you got to teach kids lessons. And like I was trying to imply before, sometimes your hands are just tied because there's nothing you can do. And kids are so spoiled today. It's like, go to your room. Their room is an entertainment center of video games, computers, phones. There's a comedian, I think it's Earthquake, that says if you really want to punish the kids, shut off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing you could really do. What are you going to take away from them? Their phone, you need to communicate with your kid.
Yeah.
So it's
tricky.
It is to rock a rhyme and to punish your kid.
I think that's what Run DMC was talking about. It's tricky to parent because when it comes to these punishments, you can't go too old school, but you don't want to be a softy pants.
I got a funny story.
I think about it with my own kids. Like there are times, like I'll give you an example. If you make a mistake, I feel like a lot of times when we were kids, you would get yelled at if you made a mistake. And I always think about, like, if you're an adult to make a mistake, do you want to get yelled at? What does that teach you? Right? Or, like, if your kid spills his drink on the table, should you really be yelling at him? Did he mean to?
That's a kid being a kid.
You know what I'm saying?
Like
I feel like every time I spilled something, my parents would like make it seem like I was like the worst person.
If you did it on purpose, yeah. But if it's an accident, that's not worthy of.
You still haven't learned your lesson, have you?
Yeah, he's spilling coffee. That's why he wears the hat.
Yeah.
So,
See?
Rich, I have a similar story. We all have the story of someone messed up at practice, so everybody's doing laps. But it's usually with, Pee Wee League, Little League, Pony Ball, or high school football. And that's what happened to me. There was one time where I actually caused the entire team to do laps, and I was like the hated dude on the team. And it's one of my favorite stories. Honestly, it's one of my proudest moments looking back. There was this big display in our high school lobby, and it said art through the ages. You really got to follow me here, though.
All right.
Imagine this. There's a bulletin that someone took a lot of pride in, and it was like art through the ages.
Oh, we're talking about like old school art, like a
I
beautiful
was like,
display.
Oh, art through the ages.
Oh.
And, all the letters were cut out, art through the ages.
Oh, boy, I
and
think I know what's coming.
Stapled onto the So after football
They're
practice.
stapled on like cardboard letters.
Yeah,
I'm picturing it now. Very
Art-
1980s.
And
Okay.
imagine, it says art through the ages.
Probably behind that sliding glass high school like window type of thing.
I always consider myself a bit of an artiste or a savant of sorts, and I saw these words, and I said, you know what? I think I can make it better.
Oh, boy.
So after football practice, you're the only ones at the school. It's the football
Which
team.
is always a cool, weird feeling when you were like, it's me and the janitor.
Yeah,
That's it.
and you're just in the
That's it.
hallway.
Lights are off.
My buddies and I were there, and they watched me do this, and I took – hold on. I got to write it down to see.
I think I know where you're going here, right?
Okay. Art through the ages, right? I took the E from ages. The E
Okay.
from ages, and I ripped off the bottom line, and I made it an F. And I put that F right in front of the art. Okay?
Right.
So now it's fart through the AGS. I took the G from ages, I ripped it and flipped it around and turned it into an S, right? So the G turned into an S, and now it says fart through the right? I swear to God, I was
Your proudest moment at Union High School.
I was so proud, and all the dudes, all the football team there, cracking up. We're dying. I wish I had a cell phone.
This
back
guy's
then.
gonna make it one day.
Yeah,
That's what they're saying.
Like, oh, dude. When we got into school the next day, intercom, who did it? There's an issue. Come down, and it came down to it was someone on the football team, and I had to admit in front of everyone knew I did it because I was so proud of it, right? So I had to raise my hand in that humility, like, who did it? It was me.
It was me.
It was me. But I was sort of proud of it.
Yeah.
But I was also embarrassed. But as a result, I was the guy that caused the entire team to do extra laps for like a month, dude, after that, because it was such a big deal for whatever reason, because I sort of vandalized the display. But yeah, I'm still legend for that till this day. And I'm proud to share that on Fox Sports Radio.
I love it. Great story.
I'll be honest, that led you to where you are today.
Yeah.
Look at how creative.
If you don't know, Covino's from K-Rock, New York.
Yeah.
That's where Howard Stern got the Fart Man character.
Yeah, through me. From me. That's
Look at that.
true.
Who knew?
But yeah, that was again. But you know what that proves? That was a high school punishment. We're talking about the NFL, dude.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys are
The
running
Cowboys.
laps.
That if that's not a sign of there's not anything cohesive going on there. I don't know what is. There's some disconnect going on. If they're fighting so much that the whole team and the coaches have to do laps.
Let's go to New York. Who do we got there,
Yeah,
G?
speaking of NYC, Greg.
What's up, Greg?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Greg.
Hey. Greg.
So, just weighing in on the punishment type of stuff. So, you're talking about the, FAFO deal. And so, when we were kids, we used to go out in the garage and we'd put on boxing gloves, and I would just beat up on my little brother, like, all the time. 'Cause that's what brothers do, right?
Yeah, my little brother, you know how many times I suplexed him? You know how many times he got a DDT or perfect plex? Yeah.
Yeah. So one time my dad was out there. We're just, we're messing around, and I'm just wailing on my brother. And so he was like, "Oh, let's make this fair." And he took 2 5-gallon buckets and filled them with water and made me like hold them straight out until my arms were like jelly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he put the boxing gloves back on me and was like, "All right, now fight." And he let my brother whoop back up on me because my arms, I couldn't even lift them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, the feeling you're describing is, have you ever went to the gym, did a really solid workout, and then you're like, oh, maybe I'll shoot some hoops, and then you're like, you can't shoot a basketball after you lift. You mentioned this recently. I was like, Covino made the mistake. He's like, yeah, I went to go shoot some hoops after a workout.
Yeah, no,
you can't do that.
Yeah,
Not a good idea.
Miss every shot.
These were the cramps Otani had yesterday, which is why he got pulled.
I hope it's just cramps for your sake, huh?
So the old school punishments, it's like taking away the tablet nowadays. Maybe your parents took out your NES, they stole the controllers or something. What was that random punishment for you? Again, 877-4-THE-HERD, 877-484-3437, and at Covino and Rich.
And don't forget, fart through the S. All right, coming up, we're going to talk about the face of your NFL franchise and what that says about your team. We had a theory. We went over the AFC yesterday. We'll recap that. And the NFC, obviously, we'll get to that as well. So more Covino and Rich. In for Colin on the Herd. A big day. Trade deadline in baseball. NFL kickoff. Let's go.
We got to talk Navi and Rich. For spa-like comfort at home, you've got to go with Navien tankless water heaters. I love keeping things simple, and my friends at Navien make it easy to go tankless.
Yeah, you'll see the results right away. No more waiting around for your water to heat up. No more surprise cold showers. Navien delivers endless hot water while keeping your utility bills low. As a leader in green technology, Navien makes the most efficient and durable tankless water heaters on the market with a 15-year limited warranty. And I'll tell you, I have the tankless water heater. So much easier. It's right there, little unit on the side of the house instead of that big barrel that's like in your garage or something. It's the way to go. Go tankless.
Since they don't use traditional water tanks to store your water, they take up less space, more efficient. Firing up only when you need hot water, not when you don't. Lower your energy bills and enjoy endless hot water at home with Navien. It's the winning play.
Yeah, right now you can save hundreds on a new Navien tankless water heater with local rebates. There's never been a better time to go tankless. Find the name of your local Navien contractor at tanklessmadesimple.com. That's tanklessmadesimple.com.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants that?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio.
Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game.
Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
I'm your favorite fan.
Thank
I
you.
love you. You're very talented. You're the best.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Great show.
Thank you, Jim. You sound like Joe Pesci.
How am I funny to you?
I can't help but notice that the W-2s for the quarterback look a lot higher.
That's because we're worth it. You gotta be kidding.
He never was an elite quarterback.
Unbelievable.
Yes!
LeBron James is a legend.
No, he's not. He complains all the time.
You say Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time, but Eli Manning beat him twice. Wrong. Wrong.
For 25 years, Fox Sports Radio has dominated the sports audio landscape.
With the biggest talent and the best programming available.
We talk sports and we have fun doing it. We talk about life.
Sports radio is where you go after the games are over, and then the discussion begins.
if the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
It is live. It is unscripted. No other medium can touch that.
And that's what makes it special. Yes.
Who wants that?
Bigger, bolder, better. We are Fox Sports Radio.
Yeah.
Wake up, it's two pros and a cup of Joe, Fox Sports Radio.
You ready? Yes.
I'm Colin Cowherd. This is The Herd.
You are listening to The Dan Patrick Show.
It's the odd couple. You know what time it is. Let's get it.
Fox Sports Radio. Bigger, bolder, and better than anyone in the game. Fox Sports Radio is the #1 sports audio network.
Diverse, fun, entertaining, and driven by the big sports topics of the day.
They had to bolster the offensive line, which they did.
That game was incredible. You are wrong.
The passion and emotional, the visceral connection is so much greater in radio than anything else available today.
We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
Covino and Rich in for Colin on the Herd. Perhaps you know us from the store, as Mitch Hedberg said. Perhaps you know us from the store. Maybe you've seen us eating all the samples at Costco. Maybe see Rich make his daily depot run.
You see me stealing forks from Chipotle.
Or maybe you've seen me on the History Channel's Hazardous History Sunday nights. Or, I don't know, the world-famous Covino and Rich show right here on Fox Sports Radio, 2 to 4 on the West, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 on the East. That's why we're saying hello to the affiliates. Yo, what's up?
If we're not already on board, what are you waiting for?
And if you do kind of like what we do, the podcast is free. So search Covino and Rich wherever you stream your podcast, COVINO, and we'll be here tomorrow, too, for the Herd. All right, CNR show in for Colin. And the home you've worked so hard for is ready to work hard for you with a home equity loan from Rocket Mortgage. To learn how you can turn your home's equity into cash money, visit rocketmortgage.com today.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in 50 states, NMLS, consumeraccess.org, number 3030. Thank you, Rocket Mortgage. All right, now let's get back to your phone calls. Let's wrap this up. We'll move along, talk some more NFL, and I know Tui's got the Herdline News in a few.
Crossfire!
Old school punishments. The Dallas Cowboys not only have players doing laps, they got coaches running. The old school running punishment is classic, right? Hey, do some laps, do some push-ups.
You know what? On the positive, even though it sounds ridiculous, right? It sounds like a high school, like a little kid punishment. It does show that someone's taking some authority here.
Yeah.
And that they do care, because some of the biggest criticisms, like for my Yankees, is like, yo, does Boone do anything? Is there any consequence or repercussion? You know, Austin Wells made a Little League error. He forgot how many outs there were yesterday. It could have cost the game. Where's the consequence?
Should he be in the lineup today?
I think he should be benched, dude. I really, you got to have consequence. So they've been fighting so much, they're doing laps.
I mean, it's what you talk to your probably wife and husband and kids about, right? Like, I always tell my wife, if we don't really give them a consequence, then they're going to just keep doing what you don't want them to do.
So as goofy as it sounds, props to Brian Schottenheimer having everybody run. We're talking about old school punishments. We do this every Thursday on our show. Let's wrap it up.
Let's say hi to who, Danny G.
Let's start with Dana in Arizona.
What's up, Dana? Dana.
Yes.
What's up, man?
Hey, I got a quick story of what happened to me when I was 12 years old, years ago, back in the 60s. I had a buddy doing a sleepover, and we decided to ride our bike several blocks down to a strip club. We were trying to sneak into the strip club.
At 12?
So,
gee.
Yeah, at 12.
Were you on each other's shoulders with a long trench coat?
Like Austin Powers?
Yeah.
So we knew when they were dumping the trash how far the guy had to go, so the guy always left the door open. So we snuck in the door to see what we could see, and obviously we got to see what we wanted to see. And then we got home later that night, and my mom had taken us aside. I didn't know how she found out, but she found out, and she asked us, she goes, so you guys were in there, and we admitted to it. And then she goes, did you see something you weren't supposed to see? And we go, yeah, Dad.
I will say, though.
He didn't know how his mom knew, but it was all the glitter on his nose.
This guy should be the most motivated. If he's not like the CEO of a company, he had the wherewithal. He tried so hard just to see some boobs when he was 12. That guy's so motivated. He better be doing something big in life.
All right, let's talk to Jeff in Colorado.
What's up, Jeff?
Yo.
What up, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up? What you got?
Oh, okay. My dad used to hate when my brothers and I would fight. So one time, me and my brother were fighting. He tied us together with an old rope and kicked us out and locked the door.
I've seen people on social media. You ever see they
This
make
sounds
like
horrible, but it's kind of
You ever
funny.
see they make siblings wear like a special shirt that they like together?
Yeah.
Like it's a shirt that connects them.
That's really funny, man.
All right, who else, Danny?
Dan in Michigan.
Yo, what's up, Dan?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, buddy? What do you got?
Hey, I wanted to spin it into a positive experience. So when I was about 10 or 11, my folks would send me to my room for hours for being a bad kid. And there was this little attic that was accessible through my closet. And eventually, out of boredom, I just started rifling through their old junk. And I found an old turntable and some LPs, plugged it in, and I heard the needle creating that faint sound of music from it. And ever since, I've been a collector of vinyl and LPs. It was
Dude, you invented scratching?
Yeah, he invented
We have the inventor of scratching.
Jam Master Dan.
Wow.
Man,
That's a cool story, though.
One more quickie, and we'll move along.
All right, Corey, wrap it up. Also in Michigan.
What's up, bud?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
We're good.
Good. I actually just wanted to touch in on that conversation there. I am a co-parenter as well, so separated from the mother of my children a couple years ago. But with that being said, growing up myself, I had a lot of punishments. I definitely gave my parents a run for their money. I got suspended from school quite a few times for fighting, and one of those consequences that I was given, we had actually just purchased a house out of town, and we did not have heat in that house at the time. So I was about 12 years old, and my dad had me dig out a crawl space so that we could run ductwork underneath the house.
That was your punishment.
Yeah. I mean, manual labor. Put your ass to work.
That's pretty good, yeah.
And check for spiders under there while you're down there.
He gave you a real job.
All right, well, thank you for all the feedback. Love hanging for the herd, Covino and Rich.
And the rest of your feedback at Covino and Rich. Can't get to everybody, but thanks for calling.
We got to go over all the faces of the NFL. But first, let's go to our buddy Tui for the Herdline News.
No. Herd on the news. This is the Herdline News.
Guys, what's happening? It's Christmas in July for baseball fans today. Trade deadline is just a couple hours away, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific.
Do you have idiot friends that are texting you incorrect stuff to just F with you?
I don't, because I don't have a lot of big baseball fans, sadly.
Like my buddy's like, Quan to the Mets. I'm like, really? He's like,
What?
psych. So, yeah,
You're like, not today, bud.
Come on,
Whoa,
man.
the
Not
Yankees,
today.
the Yankees just got a naked black guy. That's so weird.
You clicked on the link? Oh, yeah. Wow, he's sitting on the edge
Do
of
you
the bed.
remember Wood from the COVID days?
Yeah. Couple big ones from this morning. This one directly affects the Dodgers here in LA, but the A's Mason Miller, closer, going to the Padres. The Guardians sent Shane Bieber to the Blue Jays over the last hour. Harrison Bader from the Twins to the Phillies, and the Dodgers just picked up a reliever, Brock Stewart, from the Twins. The other couple big ones that we were talking about earlier, John Paul Morosi from FSR and MLB Network saying that it's increasingly likely that Steven Kwan will get traded from the Indians with the Astros, Dodgers, and others in the mix. He's a very underrated but very good player.
We
Like,
were
not
talking
a power
about,
guy, but
we were
yeah.
talking about
All-star.
Quan during the break. All-star the last 2 years. In today's world, if you bet 290 something, that might as well be. That's like like the equivalent of Wade Boggs betting 360 in the 80s. So he gets on base. He has a high average. He's fast,
He's
great
a great
defender.
fielder,
So,
So things are going to be heating up here big time in the next couple of hours. Let's head down to Miami. So Tua is the starter. He got paid, but his problem has been staying healthy. And we've seen over the last couple of months that Mike McDaniel, I mean, he could be on the hot seat too this year if they don't start winning.
I think he is under the radar, the guy that's very much on the hot seat.
First coach fired, man. I mean,
Mike McDaniel went to the Dolphins, and we all love him because of his personality. He's a really likable guy. Remember all the pictures where he looked like he was Miami Vice all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Likable, funny.
Gold watch.
But there was a sentiment like, oh, the Dolphins are on the right path.
Right.
It doesn't
hasn't
seem that
worked
the
out.
trajectory is now going the other way,
right,
it seems.
Right. So Tua this week had some interesting things to say about his backup quarterback, Quinn Ewers.
I think Quinn's been balling. I think he's been buying into what he's been told in the quarterback room, and then things that he's taken from the meeting rooms with Mike's meetings, Slo's meetings, and Bev's meetings, and he's been able to take that out here on the practice field, and he's been doing really well.
A lot of good stuff from Quinn Ewers coming out of Dolphins camp. And if Tua gets off to a slow start, don't be shocked if Quinn gets a shot at some point this year.
Dude, I don't want you to pull a Rich Davis. You know what that is? That's when I say my best points off the air.
Yeah.
That's Covino said. That's
Right.
what I love to
Yeah.
do. During the break, you were saying like Quinn Ewers, his whole trajectory was best kid out of high school.
Yep.
Then he goes to Texas, and then he has to have some confidence knowing that Arch Manning is like just waiting, right? And the whole
For 2 years.
and the whole country's like, come on, put in Arch Manning. So
Right.
that builds character,
Right.
And you get these guys that go to the NFL with that character. Not to bring it back to my Niners, but Brock Purdy's a guy that went under the radar, and guys
Yeah.
like Fred Warner early on were like, no, he's got the stuff. So if there's guys on the Dolphins saying, no, Ewers has the stuff, that leash on Tua is going to be very short.
Yep.
I promise you. Mike McDaniel will make it happen.
You know what that shows me, though? Tua's got his own confidence going on, and he's not worried or playing in fear, and he's not scared to give someone props. So he must be feeling pretty good about what he's doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you have to be confident in what you're doing to be given props like that.
Sure. Totally agree.
Tua's better be wearing one of those bulbous helmets this year.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
And slide feet first, please.
Come on.
That's the news, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Yeah, buddies. All right, so we talked yesterday a lot about the AFC. You could hear all that on our podcast. Just search Covino and Rich.
And speaking of the Dolphins, we were saying that they might be a prime example of the quarterback not being the face of the franchise.
Yeah,
Because it might be Tyreek Hill.
We went over the 16 teams in the AFC, and just to sort of recap, we discussed it more in length and more fun yesterday, so you could hear the whole thing, but we said there's 16 teams in the AFC. Of those 16 teams, we argued that 11 of those teams, the quarterback is the face.
Because they're the lead singer.
Sure, yeah.
Right? They're the main guy.
And by face,
top billing.
the most jerseys, the most kids cheering for them. If it were the 80s, they'd be the one with the starting lineup figure. And the exceptions in the AFC, because I said of the 16 teams, 5, I don't think the QB is the answer. And I think we said Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
We said Myles Garrett for Cleveland, because I don't think there's a quarterback that's the face of that team. We said, what were the other ones, Covino? We said
Raiders.
Oh, we said the Raiders. We think that
Max
it's
Crosby.
Max Crosby.
Yep.
And we said Indianapolis, Jonathan Taylor instead of a quarterback. And there was one other.
They'd be the biggest face on the poster,
Sure,
right?
yeah.
That's really
Right.
what we're getting at.
The
The face
Sunday
of the
night
franchise.
preview game.
Yeah.
They're front and center.
And there was one other. I forget who it was, but you could listen yesterday.
Yeah.
The NFC. The question before we go over it becomes, if the quarterback's not the face of your team, is that a bad thing? Does that mean you just have other star players? Or if the quarterback's not your go-to, does that mean you need to find one? Should the quarterback be the face of your team? Because if he's not, I know Colin loves to talk about quarterback face. The guy's got to not only produce on the field, he's got to be a leader in so many ways.
I mean, I think that look at the Giants, right?
Yeah.
Like their face has got to be Saquon Barkley. Right?
The Eagles.
Sorry, Eagles.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah, we were saying that's one where
that's like
Jalen Hurts is a star, but it's Saquon.
It's Saquon, right?
Yeah, but what does it say? And you could say, Rich, your team, that Purdy isn't necessarily the face. He's one of the faces.
Is McCaffrey or Kittle or someone like that?
Yeah,
the face,
I would say
right?
they're bigger stars than he is, and that's not to take away from him. So think about what that really means. You know, that just could possibly mean there's more than one star on that team, like a Van Halen of sorts, right? I mean, it's Van Halen, so Eddie and Alex had some pull in that band, even though David Lee Roth was the guy. So faces of the franchise, like we explained before, it's not always the quarterback. It's not always the lead singer. So start thinking about it. We're going to go over the faces of the NFC next.
Think about it. NFC, is it more than the AFC? Like I said, 11 of the 16.
I think there are more non-quarterbacks in the NFC than the AFC.
I agree. So we'll do it. We'll do it next right here. In for the Herd, Covino and Rich. Hang tight.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during
can't.
a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win,
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the fun.
we're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there, and I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate.
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event
You
during a
can't.
big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
CNR showing for calling on the herd. Steve Covino, Rich Davis, Gotta Talk, Navien. Save big on your water and energy bills with a new Navien tankless water heater. Navien tankless water heaters help provide endless hot water for spa-like comfort. Navien makes it easy. Makes it easy to go tankless.
The tankless water heater, game changer.
Visit
no joke.
tanklessmadesimple.com. Now, again, Covino and Rich, everything at Covino and Rich. Our videos on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page. We got our Patreon if you dig what we do. But speaking of the YouTube page, Catch Over Promised. We had Zach Brown on our show recently.
He's great.
From the All-Star game in Atlanta. It was so cool to catch up with him. We talked about his new album, The Sphere, and everything else. So if you like country, Zach Brown. And we did a Hogan tribute recently. It's a lot of fun. Overpromised with Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio's YouTube page. And, of course, our regular Monday through Friday, 2 to 4 on the West, 5 to 7 on the East. But always a pleasure to be here in for the herd. And we'll be here tomorrow, too. But let's wrap this up. I ran into Paul Stanley of KISS. That's a true story. I know it's random. I'm not even that big of a KISS fan, but he's a mega star. And the thing is, if you don't know, he and Gene Simmons are the face of KISS. Like, they formed that band together. So Gene Simmons is the lead guy, but he's not necessarily the main guy, right? He's the guy you may know, but Paul Stanley is also a star in his own right.
And then we thought about music and sports, so many commonalities, but a lot of times you wonder, with the band, with the team, who's the face?
Right, because it's not always the lead singer. It's mostly the lead singer, but in football, too, especially, it's not always the quarterback. Should it be the quarterback?
And then, you could argue, we're going to get to the NFC, but the first one, too, you brought up was Saquon Barkley and the Eagles. Mm-hmm. You could argue, if the quarterback's not the face, then it's not a Super Bowl team, and that immediately disqualifies that thought.
Correct.
Because with Saquon and a good quarterback in Jalen Hurts, you won a Super Bowl last year in Philadelphia. But when you went through the AFC, we went through the AFC yesterday, of the 16 teams, we all unanimously agreed, and it was really hard to not agree, that the quarterback is the face of 11 of the 16 teams. And I'm not going to bore you by going through the divisions, but real quick, you got like Josh Allen, Drake May, and two teams in the East. I think Tyreek Hill for the Dolphins, not a quarterback. Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson for the Jets, because Fields is new there. So then you go to the North, Burrow, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Myles Garrett, probably the face. And that just proves also that, Cleveland not very good.
Browns just got too much quarterback nonsense going on.
Yeah, they got 5.
Cam Ward, Trevor Lawrence, C.J. Stroud, and then, of course, Indianapolis with a quarterback battle, Daniel Jones, and who knows if Richardson, you got Jonathan Taylor, and then out west to wrap that, Max Crosby is the Raiders. Now, in the NFC, are there more quarterback faces or not?
Probably less. If there's 11 in the AFC, yeah, I'm thinking less.
All right, we'll start with the AFC East real quick. Dallas, is it still Dak for you?
Dak for sure, yep.
And then, of course, Saquon, so that's not a quarterback. If I say Giants, who comes to mind? Malik Neighbors? Is it
I think it's
Dart,
still
even though he's not playing?
Star power of Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson?
By default, I guess.
Yeah, by default. I really do think so.
I think it probably should be Neighbors, though.
I think it should be Tommy DeVito, but it's definitely Wilson.
His agent should be the face.
He's got. Well, you know what we established too? Sometimes it could be a coach.
Yeah,
that's the face of the franchise.
Like Bo Nix is the answer, but is it really
Sean Payton?
Sean Payton. Yep. Then you go to the North, where you talk is the quarterback the face. Caleb Williams. Yes, I think Goff. Yeah.
Yep.
I think Jordan Love.
The way they embrace Goff, absolutely.
And I think Jefferson until J.J. McCarthy.
Totally.
So then you got Jefferson, but again, rookie quarterback, second year. North, done. South. Who's the face of the Saints right now?
Ooh,
that's a great one.
I mean, can we say nobody?
That might. Are they faceless? Do they have bags on their
Bags
heads?
on
Like,
their heads.
well, like they had in the
without a face.
I mean, is it Alvin?
It's Alvin Kamara,
Yeah.
unless it's someone else, right?
Saints without a face.
Baker.
Yep.
What do you think about Atlanta, Mike?
Penix, Bijan
Yeah,
Robinson.
no, I think it's Bijan.
It's Bijan.
Bijan.
Is he
I
correcting
should
us?
know that as a Texas guy too.
Bijan.
Yeah.
with a
What
croissant.
about Carolina?
I mean,
That's a tough one, but I do think it's Penix.
Bryce Young, right?
Bryce,
Still
he's gotta
Bryce.
be Bryce.
Yeah, Bryce. And then wrap it up in the West. Rams. Is it Stafford?
Stafford.
Arizona. Kyler. Just
Kyler.
right.
Yeah.
Seattle.
Oh, another good one.
Yeah. Team without a face.
Darnold.
And, the Niners, much like the Eagles, if you have the elite quarterback, the elite running back, would you say, ask the average person and they'd say Christian McCaffrey? Or
It's either McCaffrey or Kittle.
Kittle's
He's such a personality that it has to be him.
Is
I think.
George Kittle so cool?
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's a split screen.
I think it's a split. Yeah, 1/3.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a knock on Purdy. He's not that guy. He's a great player.
He's not a rah-rah guy.
Yeah, but he's not the face of the team.
We gave the silly analogy yesterday. Like if you see the team promo photo, if it were the Dodgers, it would be like Shohei in the middle, and then Freddie and Mookie,
yep.
and then like behind
we
him,
actually debated who's
Will
bigger,
Smith.
Freddie or who's Freddie or Mookie bigger on that photo. I don't know.
I think same size.
We came to the conclusion it was Freddie.
But like Yankees, you would have Aaron Judge in the middle, and then you'd have like Giancarlo and who would even be on that? Garrett Cole, Volpe.
Yeah,
but,
16 home runs and 16 errors.
So, your thoughts at COVINO Rich. Does your face need to be a quarterback to be taken seriously? I would say no, because the proof is in the pudding that Saquon was the determining factor as to why the Eagles got over the hump last year. But just to think that NFL football is back tonight. I know it's preseason, but to have it on the background and to realize, wow, it's actually live 2025 NFL football. That goes down tonight. And you know what? The fun of it, I will think it's fun to take a look at Trey Lance.
Sure, why not?
I mean he's the one guy that I'm like, oh, he's starting tonight?
Yeah.
Bro, you remember the guy that was like the third pick that everyone thought was going to be huge? So Trey Lance starting tonight for the Chargers.
And any other prediction as far as big names in the MLB? Do you think there's any other ones that
Dylan
are going to
Cease
surprise
from
us?
the Padres. The Yankees look like they just got David Bednar from the Pirates.
Oh,
closer.
that was a rumor. Yeah, that's
that
been
looks like
going
it's
around.
happening, so that's good for them. Again, another piece that's not a big name.
Yeah, Covino's not happy
Yankee
because now
fans are gonna be excited about it.
You know how I know? Because the minute you said it, Covino went to Baseball Reference to look at. If you don't know the guy that well, then it's not going to make you all
It's
excited.
not Paul Skeens. We don't care.
Yeah,
but guess what? If he closes out the wild card series for you and moves you on, you'll be happy about that,
Of
right?
course. You need your role players. Every championship team has them. What's up, Danny G?
My brother just texted Skeens to the Dodgers. That's got to be true.
Don't click the link, man.
My guess before the end of the day, Cease and Quan might be two guys that are on the move. Is that
Cease, Quan, and Sandy Alcantara from the Marlins. is the other big
Alcantara?
one.
He is one of those guys. You put him on a good team, I think he returns to the form of a couple years ago.
Yes.
Now, we'll be here tomorrow, so remember, weekend hobnobbing, and we play a game called Chipotle Worker or WNBA Player.
Can't wait for that. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
All right, goodbye.
Goodbye, guys.